What's up, guys? A little bit earlier time for me to stream than usual. I don't know why I've been forcing myself to stream super late. You have to do it on Sunday for the Platinum Arena reset, obviously. But I think I'm gonna start streaming on this time more often. I think I used to do it at one point, but not in a while. I need to grind a little bit points for live arena. I kind of want to get the advantage, but I'm like more than 100 points below platinum, so it's kind of like during platinum reset stream, at least at the start. What's up, Lelouch? By the way, did you watch? They made like the third season of Code Geass, or I think it was a movie and not the third season. You know, I used to be like the biggest Code Geass fan like 20 years ago. It was maybe my favorite show. I mean, it was definitely my favorite show when I watched it, and for a long time. But I heard that the movie that they made afterwards was like really bad, and they kind of like bait and switch it, that people thought that we would see what happened after the ending and Lelouch would be alive. And then it was kind of some like Lelouch wasn't even really part of the story, even though they showed it in like the promotional material. Did you see the movie? Because I never saw it. I know it came out like a few years ago. I was a little bit disappointed. I know that many people like the ending and that they want the ending to be a little bit unclear. I almost wish that Code Geass would have gotten like one episode, like did like a 1 hour episode after the series or something like that. But yeah, I think the movie, I think it was supposed to be a series and then it turned out to be a movie, but he wasn't, like he was shown in the promotional material, but then he wasn't even like one of the characters in it, something like that. And then I didn't even want to watch it to like ruin my, ruin my view about the series. It kind of happened with a lot of shows that, okay, Theodosia too hard with this team, that they release like the second season or third, like the next season comes out like 5 years or even more than that after the last season. They do that with many shows and it often kind of ruins them. I don't know if you know a show called Kingdom. I used to be like the biggest Kingdom fan, but I think that show, well, I read the manga too, but I think that show had like 2 seasons, maybe like 15 years ago. Something like that. I think it's like literally like 15 years ago. It had 2 seasons. And then they did the 3rd season like a couple years ago. And then I was like, dude, I forget about this plot. It's been like, decades at this point. How can you make a 3rd season at this point? Or like 4th season or whatever it was. I didn't even watch it, but I'm kind of planning to watch it. But it's been so long since I read the manga or the actual show. I think the manga is still ongoing, but the manga has been ongoing for like decades. Kingdom is a really good one. I recommend it. It's really weird. The animation is kind of, I mean, it's using like CGI, so the animation is very poor, but it's still a really good show. It's kind of original and unique too. It's basically about like medieval style wars, where you have like different, troops and how they use the strategies. A little bit of that is maybe in like Berserk, which I'm sure you've seen, but that show like focuses around like politics and like the war strategies. It's very unique and actually a really good show. Though the anime was kind of like a low budget one, but the story was so good that even with the low budget CGI, I feel like it was still a really good anime. The manga is very like well liked. What's up, Riley? I'm doing good. Just chilling. After the stream, I'm gonna go check out my fish trap. I didn't check it for almost 2 days, so I'm hoping that I will have some food waiting for me there. Early North America stream. Well, this is kind of like normal time Finnish stream, because normally The platinum reset is like, you know, midnight, little bit before and after midnight for me. Now it's like 4 p.m. So this is like good time to stream, to be honest, for me. Well, it's gonna take a while to grind 100 points with my offense team. Should I just... I don't have a lot of gems, so I can't really afford to spam a lot of refresh just for some random midweek quick grind. It's gonna be a little bit slow start. Well, it's not that much points. I need like 100 more. I just need to be a little bit selective. By the way, I'm gonna make a video about it later on today, but I think the... Let me just quickly show it to you. I think the fusion is a little bit suspicious. Oh wait, give me a sec. Like, we have 3 fusion summoning events. One is up right now. One is gonna be on the Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And then the third one is the weekend, like in a week. And you can get up to 130 points on the fragment fusion without summoning events and without winning tournaments. So you could technically do this fusion if you win some tournaments, even without summoning any shards. And you don't have to do all of the summon events. You don't even have to do... You could do just one of them, or no one at all. But it's kind of weird that it's a short fusion. We have 3 events. And this one gives 20, which would be enough to finish it, as you can see, without winning tournaments. Both of the other ones give 15, which makes me think that the other 2 events are much better than the current one. Like right now it's just random 15x for a bunch of champions. I think that the midweek one is probably gonna be 1+1 legendary, would be my bet. And then the event on the next weekend is gonna be 2x ancients. That's my speculation. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I have no insider information about this, but I would almost bet that the summon rush is gonna be like 1+1 or some kind of special event. So I'm thinking of skipping actually this weekend's shard pulling. Pure speculation, but I think the calendar looks a little bit suspicious, and I think it's probably gonna be something along those lines. And the good thing is that even if you skip this event, and the Wednesday summoning event isn't anything great, you will still not have issue completing the fusion. So I think you should just not summon anything on this weekend. What do you guys think about that? Oh, you have... You have fusion bannering gestal side. This is the one that I've been using like always, but I guess I need to start using the one you guys got. Let's see. I assume that it does pretty much all the same that this one does. Okay, I'll switch. This one, the Arasal Axe is in my list because it's one that I've been, it's been up for I don't know how long, but since last year. This is the one that I've been using, but I guess if your guys' website does everything, then I will use it as well. Just hurry up and do the link for the bills. And like I said, I will put your guys' link on my description instead of the Hell Hades optimizer. Doing all of the things on one website/app definitely is a lot better than using multiple different websites and apps. Even if you guys only do the same features, and I guess you are planning to do all of the same plus new ones. Yeah, I was talking about that in my Discord, Lelouch. They also, like, I was saying that this event looks weird, and I think there's gonna be 1+1. People also pointed out that we haven't had 1+1 in a while. Well, somebody found out the dates. I didn't remember the specifics, but somebody had the numbers. When was the last 2 times we had one, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 1+1. Even without knowing the dates, I already kind of knew it, but of course, you can never know with Plarium. Okay, Westeel just totally dominated me. I kind of refuse to manual fights midweek, but it's a little bit cringe to lose random teams. So Westeel is kind of OP if she gets a turn. I need to hurry up and get the Fabian. I really hope that the fusion, not the fragment one, but the next fusion is gonna be terrible, because I don't have Fabian, I don't have a lockout. I really need to get the Fabian. I think I could farm much faster in offense. I've been doing really good on defense in the last few Platinum resets, but I've been using my defense team in offense too, and it's kind of slow. If I had Fabian, I think it would be a lot better offense. I might run it on both defense and offense too, but definitely in offense, and then I would be more selective about my matches to make ones where Fabian would be good. Wait, did they actually give the kit about the normal fusion? I thought they just showcased it on like a video, but not like the full abilities, or did you see them somewhere? Were they in a sneak peek? Yeah, I saw the video or like some clip of it, but I don't know if there's more information about it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that kind of also made me assume that it's probably not too good, but who knows, that it could actually be good, because we don't really know the kits. Maybe it's an OP PvE champion, maybe it could work well on deflection, like Gizmak is Gizmak is very meta right now. All of the top accounts are running him, and mostly in deflection, because he can clear out both all stacks of Total Guard and Stone Skin on the first turn. Yeah, I'm going for this fusion, not because I'm planning to really use it, but who knows. I'm just going it for, you know, maybe I can get the dupe and I get the Faction Guardians upgrade. It's still a fragment fusion, so it's a lot easier than the normal ones. And I'm only 2 out of 10 on Sylvan Watchers, so I definitely could use some dupes there, so might as well finish it, especially considering that looking at the summoning events for this one, I mean, you can do this fusion without completing a single summoning event at all if you place like 1 or 2 in some tournaments, but like probably we're gonna have like 1+1 summoning event and then a 2x summoning event during this fusion, so I think it's kind of one of the easier ones to do, probably by design. They made a bad champion and easy fusion to do, so that people are still gonna use their resources on it. People kind of always assume that Plarium is dumb and they don't know how their game works. I think they do know. Like sometimes they might not understand the implications of things, but I think they generally do know. Maybe the top end PvP meta is not really their main concern, but how to milk players and what events are hard to do and what content, you know, is easy to do and so on. They definitely know that. I like the name. Hagibach the Nestmate. That sounds like some kind of, I don't know. It sounds like some monster from like Dungeons and Dragons or like Baldur's Gate. It's Baldur's Gate 4, some kind of evil character that you can hang around with. Anyone here played Baldur's Gate? Well, any of the games, I played all, but Baldur's Gate 3 specifically. One of my favorite characters in the game is the, I forget what's her name, the Hag. I like the Hag character. It's one of my favorite ones. It's kind of obviously like an evil character, but she's kind of funny. You have really good conversations and quests with her. Also, she's like an evil character, and she's kind of like obviously crazy, but not like crazy that you can actually like negotiate with her, and you can actually get good outcomes. The only outcome is not to like kill her and that's it. You actually have good dialogues and you can negotiate and do quests with her. Let's do a poll about Baldur's Gate. I'm curious how many people played it. Obviously there's a big overlap between Raid and like people playing other RPG games, so you would think there would be quite many people that played it, but who knows. I had a friend in Throne and Liberty who was like a Polish healer, and she was a big fan of the game, and she didn't even know that you can like you have to have played the game to understand this, but there's one evil character called Mintara, and she can become one of your party members, but you kind of need to go really out of your way to do it, and it's not completely obvious that you can actually get her. Chances are that you will completely kill her like early in the story. She didn't even know that you can recruit her into your party. And Mintara is like my favorite party member in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I have played, like not all of them, but yeah, I have played like most of the Elder Scrolls games. I have played Elder Scrolls Online, good amount, also during raid times. I think last time I played Elder Scrolls Online was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and I played it maybe like 1 or 2 years, somewhere along those lines. And obviously I played other ones, like, well, the recent one that I played was Oblivion, since they did the remaster thing. I was playing it, like not even long ago, like a couple months ago. Maybe like 1 to 4 months ago, I was playing it for a few months. But yeah, I am a big fan of Elder Scrolls. I think it's a little bit shame with the MMO. I don't know how much you guys play MMOs, but I think Elder Scrolls MMO is like a really good one. It's not just like very popular. I feel like if they had raid marketing when they made it, I think it could be like a really big game. I think it's better than, pretty much the other MMOs out there. But if there's no player base, then it kind of suffers. And obviously, there's some tweaks that I wish they would do it. But I think overall, the game is like much better than its popularity. And there's many MMOs that I think are just like trash and are quite popular. Elder Scrolls has like a player base, but not like a very large one. And I think it's quite good game actually. Yeah, I played Oblivion Remastered very recently. I think last time I played it was maybe like 3 weeks ago. I'll probably continue playing it on the summer. I was posting about it on my Discord too. One thing I will say as a little bit snob is that Baldur's Gate became like popular with the new game, with the Baldur's Gate 3, which was obviously done by a different company than the 1 and 2. And to be fair, the 1 and 2 came out like 20 years ago or something. 1 and 2 are really good, especially like even now, I think Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are really good games. But considering the time when they were released, they were like the best games made at that time, basically. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are insanely good. Graphics, not crazy good, but like the story, the voice acting, and the gameplay mechanics, they're really good games. Probably my favorite RPG game would be Baldur's Gate 1, but I know I'm Baldur's Gate 2, but I do like both of them. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 have really good like music and like story and themes and voice acting. Obviously the graphics are like terrible compared to the Baldur's Gate 3. So take that into account. Let me double check. When is Baldur's Gate 2 released? Yeah, Baldur's Gate 2 came 26 years ago, so they are not new. What's up, Daniel? I'm here. I am going for the fusion, yeah boy. Though I'm skipping the current summoning event on this weekend. Do I think Demon Slayer might be a collab? I don't know. I feel like it would be a little bit atypical for Plarium, but who knows? I feel like Plarium are kind of well, like Dragonair for instance, they're doing like D&D collabs and very thematic ones. Raid obviously is kind of all around the place, and they have done like collabs with like celebrities and cartoons and movie franchises. Like He-Man and Turtles doesn't exactly like go one-to-one with the Raid team like D&D obviously would. So I feel like they could do collab with anything. I feel like Demon Slayer is possible. I feel like it wouldn't really be the best fit, but if they get a good deal, then Plarium will definitely do it. And if they do stats about it and Demon Slayer is popular enough, which I think it is, I feel like it's a little bit overrated. I think it's fine, but I think I like the older stories more than Demon Slayer. But yeah, I think it would be possible. I would, if we want like a really broad universal one that can apply to like very large audience collab, which is, Plarium is smart about it, so that's kind of what they're looking for. I want to see Dragon Ball Z collab. That's what I've been saying in the content creator chat for months, that when are we gonna get TPG? Because I think that's kind of that's definitely possible. I don't have any inside information, but I would almost be surprised if Plarium has not inquired Dragon Ball Z about it. It probably comes down to money and what kind of deal they can make. But Dragon Ball Z is obviously very popular. Just like, not just in West, but globally. It's popular in, Europe, South America, Asia. It's very popular everywhere. And it's kind of older one, kind of like He-Man and Turtles. So I feel like it hits the target audience that Plarium is trying to appeal to, because even though we had some 19-year-old players in the chat, the average Raid audience is between like 25 and 34, and there's more people that are 60 plus than below 18 playing Raid. So the Raid player base is quite, I don't know how to say it nicely, quite old. We're not, mostly not teenagers anymore. Okay, let's get into the battles. I wanna get Vegeta. That's what I've been saying in content creator multiple times. Obviously, I grew up watching Dragon Ball, the original one, and Dragon Ball Z, which are very different shows. The original Dragon Ball is more like a comedy, comedy fantasy, post-apocalyptic like show, and like it's about like them wandering around the world and adventuring. Dragon Ball Z is about like fighting and world domination and conspiracies, mostly about fighting. The original Dragon Ball is really not that much about fighting at all, but I like both of the shows. And in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta is definitely my favorite character. I feel like Vegeta became like it's like I see other shows and I see that they are doing like a Vegeta type of character. It became like an archetype for a specific type of like I don't know how you would say it, like anti-hero type of character. Somebody with like big ego that is kind of evil but not like fully evil. I really like the character of him. So I hope Plarium does it, and I hope Vegeta is good. I don't see why it wouldn't be good. And I want to play with Predator and Vegeta. That would be my dream team. I was pitching like passive abilities, like their actual effects and their names and skills for them for Vegeta character a couple months ago. There's some obvious ones like passive could be like a Prince of all Saiyans, or what was the other one that I was saying? Pride of Vegeta. That would be a perfect passive for him. He should have 2 passives. Anyway. Should I go for Angora and not... Maybe I'll go Double Reviver. Nah, let's just go Angora. Pretty sure Sabral is gonna move before Marius, so I'm probably gonna get stunned. Any suggestions how I built Toshiro for Hydra? Oh, thanks for the super chat. I forgot those were a thing. Well, I can show my Toshiro build, but I guess the ultra super meta build for Toshiro is like Merciless, 6-piece Merciless, 2-piece Chill, and 1-piece Swift Parry. That's like uber ultra endgame meta build. I will show it in a second. Outside of that, like Merciless is popular, and then you go for damage. People go kind of surprisingly slow on it. Some people were telling me to build my... Wait, what nuker do I go with? My Toshiro a lot slower before, because I guess it works well with Mikage like doing damage on Toshiro on her own turns. So that's kind of the meta build, but obviously it depends on your, what you can do on your account. But like, I guess it also depends if you have the, I forget the name. If you have the one like faction leader champion, that will affect the build, how fast you want to make it, but it can be like surprisingly slow, a lot slower than PvP nukers. Maybe like 220 or 200 to 260 speed, depending on the setup for the meta Chimera teams. Okay, Sabrail or Bayek. His team is not that tanky, even though it has Marichka. I feel like we almost might kill him even without Rotos, but let's just go Bayek ban. Okay, I should have banned Sabrail, since he didn't ban Rotos. But I'll show my Toshiro build after this battle. Remind me if I forget about it, because I often do. Yeah, like the funny thing about Elder Scrolls Online is that I don't think the player base is very heavily PvP oriented at all. I I think it's more about like the everything else than PvP in that game. I think Elder Scrolls Online has, compared to MMOs in general, it has very balanced and skill-based PvP. I think the Elder Scrolls Online PvP is actually really good. Like the combat is just good for like a balanced and competitive PvP that is very skill-based. But the game doesn't really focus too much on PvP. It's like a very like a side thought in the game. But I agree that I think it has really good PvP. This is a little bit issue that he banned Brockney, and I'm not really able to clear out his total guard stack super well. Not with my single target abilities. I don't know if I should do revive or not. I think I'm gonna do it, but... or actually, I should do it. I can kill the Sabrail. Dead Dealer OP. Let's see, I'm still kind of in a very big pickle. Yeah, we only have one kill. Kind of hard to yeah, get it done. Okay, we lost. Should have banned Sabrail. He banned the Brockney. Can't win without that. Oh fuck, and I forget about the Toshiro. I'll show it after this battle. DPC, that feels way more unfitting than even Demon Slayer. Well, I will say that, considering that they did collabs with He-Man and Turtles, which, like I just said before, are both kind of older franchises, which appeal to the older player base of Raid, and Plarium is very like, you know, they do things based on like statistics. They have statistics and research about everything. Like, I think actually Dragon Ball Z would be the move, and I don't have, like, I don't know for a fact, I don't have inside knowledge, but I feel like it's 100% chance that Plarium has tried to, or are trying to, make a deal with Dragon Ball. They definitely have contacted them. There's no way, because I think Dragon Ball would have been very similar, but much more appealing collab than both Turtles and He-Man. No offense to those franchises. Probably a lot more expensive, but they definitely have tried to work it out with them, I'm sure. Maybe go Belops. Maybe this guy doesn't have double nuker. I mean, double lockout. He has double nuker, but maybe he doesn't have a second lockout. What are you planning to do with your live arena coins? I'm saving them up for new content. It's not like I need to improve like the Great Hall or whatever the other version is. Not like I need to get like, I don't know, Iron Twins maxed out, so I'm just saving it out for like a new hard content that we probably will, I mean we definitely will get at some point, and hoping that I can just get a head start on it, though I'm sure many people are doing the exact same thing, so... What's up, Catastrophal Axe? I guess you're American if it's morning for you. For me, it's like 4 PM. Normally, I'm always super tired when I'm streaming during Platinum Reset. For once I'm streaming on like normal, decent time when I'm not about to go sleep. Galatir passive OP. Rotos just can't handle it. We need to take like 3 or 4 turns to kill him. Now we got rid of the passive, but the next A2 is not gonna be enough damage. Okay, let's actually kill Empress when we have the shield up. Yeah, I really like the Elder Scrolls Online PvP. The main issue is that, again, the game is not very popular, and even for the people that play the game, PvP is not really the main focus, and they don't really like focusing on, like, the developers don't focus on, like, you know, upgrading the PvP and making it like a thing. I used to play, I forget what it's called. I play Dagger. Was it like a Dagger Staff? My favorite build was Dagger Staff. It was like a physical magic build, which sounds really weird. But in Elder Scrolls Online, you can use like 2 weapons at the same time. And there's not like classes in the typical way. There's all kinds of like let's say like subclasses or like different factions that you can join, which will like, you will decide what you know, passives and active skills you get from a bunch of different groups instead of just one class. Like you can be a vampire and stuff, or werewolf, and you can be part of the mages guild and many other things. But I had like basically like a physical magic rogue that is like a it's basically like a magical rogue that does physical damage. That was my favorite build, and I think it was really good for PvP. I had a lot of fun with that. You could basically do shadow clones like in Naruto, but in a, like a really good way that, you know, you could do the shadow and then jump down somewhere, and I don't remember how long time you have, maybe like 15 seconds or 5 seconds or 10 seconds, something like that, time to go back and like switch spots. And there's a lot of, you know, a lot of things that you can make with abilities like that, like chase people and then come like teleport back and run away from the trouble because they will, you know, run to their allies. Or you can juke people, they're chasing you and you go somewhere and then you teleport back, and it will take too long for them to catch up to you. It was really good gameplay. Okay, according to the poll, 41% of people in the chat have played Baldur's Gate. I guess that's a good amount, but I almost thought it would be more than 50%, to be honest. Honestly, I think Brockney is kind of meta. Maybe not for the top accounts, but for me it is, and it is kind of even usable for the good accounts. I think eventually Predator will come back because the sequel to Badlands since He-Man was brought back. Possibly. I have no information about it. I hope they bring Bayek back because I feel really sad that I wasn't able to get Bayek, but obviously some other people will feel that way about Predator. Okay, can we actually finally start ending this battle? Okay, we're already block reviving at this point. Rotos is just not a good matchup against Galatir, so it stalls the battle a lot. I don't really like picking Rotos against Galatir or Theodosia. But oftentimes, considering the rest of their picks, Rotos is kind of the best champion for me. I mean, it definitely is my second best nuker if we take the build and empowerment and everything into account. But it has a lot of bad matchups too. Where is Toshiro? Okay, here's my Toshiro build. This is kind of the meta build. It could be a little bit faster, but who was asking about it? Alex. This is basically the endgame Toshiro build. 6-piece Merciless for the ignore defense and cooldown reduction. 1-piece Swift Parry, just because you can do 1 piece and then 2-piece Chill. This will be the uber meta, but you know, lethal, cruel, whatever combination you can get, 6-piece Merciless, 2-piece or 3-piece, whatever, that would be like it. But like I said, people actually build him surprisingly slow, though mine is could be like 10 or 20 speed faster, but people build him not like full speed because of Mikage and other champions that you pair with him, and they focus on the damage. Obviously, Nature's Wrath blessing on PvE on any champion, any nuker that does debuff, and quite typical masteries. Wait, can you see them? There you go. I will say that not always super relevant, but Stoked Fury gives you damage when you have debuffs, and on Chimera and Hydra you might often have debuffs on you, so it can be a little bit relevant, even though you don't normally use that mastery a lot, especially not in PvP. I have nothing against Dragon Ball Z, but like Predator aesthetically kind of fits Raid. Dragon Ball Z would look a bit troll. I wouldn't mind it, but then I want SpongeBob collab next. I agree with you that Predator fits like aesthetically better, but like I said before, so would like D&D and many other like more fantasy based things, and we are getting stuff like Turtles and He-Man, so I feel like if those are on the table, then Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z definitely is also. Oh, this guy didn't want the smoke at all. You are playing Nightblade class, you can cloak invisibility, and the skill you talk is Shades. You put a clone down and chase, yeah, and and switch places with it. Yeah, I did play a few other things. I think I was playing like some kind of Necromancer tank too. I forget. I played a couple different like combos, but that one was my favorite. I was obviously going for more PvP oriented class combos or weapon combos, and that game is not that PvP focused. I think I had some kind of healer build for PvE, but I forget what it was. Yeah, Westeel hits really hard. The issue is that her unkillable is not protected by protected like Carol, and she's way less tanky. But the A1 is insanely good that you will buff strip or steal them every time you do it. She has very high potential. The trick is that you actually get to take turns on her, and she can so easily be one shot. I was actually gonna make a video about Westeel Necret combo soon. I made my Necret a lot faster. I think they are pretty good combo together. Not that Necret is like top meta. But I made like a really fast Necret build in protection. Kind of trying to cover the faults of Westeel. I think, to be fair, there's quite many like South American raid content creators, and as you guys probably know, Dragon Ball Z is like really popular in South America. They might like it the most of any continent. They are really into the idea of Dragon Ball Z collab as well. The issue with this team is that I don't have like a CC, I just don't have the champions for that. And I'm gonna get like really... fuck. Should I actually go for Westeel ban? I think I should ban Westeel. They're obviously gonna be like in Stoneskin and Mercurial the nukers, and I don't really have ways to kill them before they take a turn. Maybe I still go Hilvi. I think we can totally lose this battle. Let's see how it goes. It's kind of scary team. Okay, he's really slow. My Brogni actually went first. Yeah, everybody is total guarded up. Well, Westeel is in Stoneskin, and don't really have too many ways to deal with. Actually, I should have hit maybe Glycer or Mary first, because Predator is not able to nuke Tecteon anyway. I wanna kill Tecteon first, but I could have maybe killed Glycer if I would have taken more stacks out of the other ones. Okay, Will got locked out anyway. Thoughts on Theodosia? Can you be a little bit more specific? I mean, I think Theodosia is the best reviver in the game. There isn't too many people that disagree with that, though some do. But obviously, some champions deal better with Theodosia than others. Generally, if you don't counter her, then you're kind of fucked. She's really OP if you don't have very specific counters that deal with her. Okay, I think Mary is gonna get us. I still don't have any kills on Predator. Okay, that's the extra turn that we didn't want to see. Okay, Donatello saved us. Okay, maybe we're not completely screwed yet. Predator has 2 kills. Now Westeel hits hard. Okay, no, I think we're good. But she can also weak hit on Predator, and we can dodge. Wait, huh? Why did he do that on Rotos? That was maybe a little bit misplay. He could obviously just A1 Rotos down. Or hit anyone else with the Westeel A2. Okay, let me... If I cover them... I feel like I showed it again, but... Here's the stats I have on Toshiro, if you didn't already see them. Pretty sure I showed them. 61k health, 7.9k attack, 3.2k defense, 209 speed, 332 crit damage, and 307 accuracy. I'm not like a PvE god or anything close to it, and I wish I got a PvP champion instead of Toshiro. That being said, it's a good PvE champion. Like, you know, the base stat what it does, unless we count Titus. And I do happen to have Gear and Mikage, so I'm actually able to make a lot of use out of the Toshiro. Yeah, I think Westeel A1 is one of the best A1s in the game, maybe the best one. It does really big damage, you get ignore defense based on how many buffs you got, and you steal buffs if you use that ability outside of your turn. You remove them if it's during your turn, and it doesn't require accuracy. You only need to be higher attack than the enemy. Should we go with the team with no Reviver against this guy? I think that might be the play. Yeah, I'm hoping to get... Okay, Fabian or Carnage. We kind of might be able to deal with Carnage, to be fair. He doesn't look like very fast, and surely my Brogni is gonna go first. Should I do it? Okay, I'm gonna ban Fabian, let's see. I don't have the attack bonus from Faction Guardians for Westeel. That would be pretty useful. I noticed that when I hit other attack scaling nukers like Solanars, often I don't have enough attack to boss strip them. As soon as I get 9-piece Mercurial on my Westeel, I'm planning to use her a lot, but she just doesn't feel tanky enough in Go second teams. Okay, we got the immunity up before Carnage was able to go wild. Should I just do A1? Gonna save A3 for the next turn. Empress is taking 2 turns in a row and kind of losing good amount of buffs, but we will still have 1 turn of the shield up. And immunity. I wasn't expecting to have enough damage to kill Niam Heter, to be honest. Oh, okay, this is not great. Fuck. Might we be able to just block revive the Carnage? Okay. I guess that's a no. Fuck, I think we lost. Not looking great. I guess I should have done the taunt on the first on Pelops. Okay, it's over. Okay, let's see your Westeel build. Yeah, it's pretty good speed with 298 I like it. Seems like a good enough build, especially if this is like 9-piece Mercurial. It seems very good, actually. I was kind of thinking of putting my Westeel in Death Dealer Relic once I get 9-piece Mercurial and just really focus on the speed. Yeah, that was a really good build. I wish I had it. This guy doesn't have too high level blessings. We can totally use Carnage against him, I assume. Tomorrow I might get 5-star blessing on my Carnage. I really hope that I do get it. I need the accuracy really badly. That's really the main... Not the main, but that's basically the only reason I'm not using Carnage in almost every battle. His stats are too bad. He doesn't have enough accuracy and speed. I don't have accuracy banner or blessing, and he's eventually definitely gonna get those. And then he's actually gonna be much more relevant. My Carnage is also not very fast either. Thanks, Ikigami. A lot of weaves in the chat. I don't know if you guys can see it from the video. My hair might be obscuring it a little bit. I do have a Berserk t-shirt on right now. I think I have a few Berserk shirts. I think I might have I think I have 3 shirts and 1 Berserk shorts as well. I have a lot of those. Maybe I have 4 shirts. Okay, I think we're good. Why polymorph on Brockney? It's a little bit experimental, because I think this would make full sense if I had him in 6-star blessing. He has like 350 accuracy, which is kind of usable, but not good enough. But the argument for this, and I made a video about it, he just wanded Frostbite on Brockney. But I had a video about this recently that I explained this in detail. But basically when you have shield up, Brockney passive activates and it removes total guard stacks during their turn. And the order that it works is that Brockney can actually, let's say that Marius in Mercurial item set with total guard stack hits you. It is possible that you will be able to, polymorph Marius or Frostbite with the 2-piece set, or like reflect the stun with Wand of Submission back to Marius. So Brockney is kind of the only champion in the game, or just a couple other exceptions, but they do it not as good as Brockney. But he's basically the only one that can kind of actually use polymorph like it used to be back in the day. Now it doesn't work against everything, obviously, but against Marius specifically it does work, and Marius is one of the best and most, well, it's probably the most common champion that is used in Arena, and arguably the best one as well. So And big part of Brockny for me is to counter Marius, but he's so good that he works against other stuff too. But I made a video about Brockny, maybe like, I don't know, 5 days ago, that explains that in detail. And I give you examples how it works in practice. What's up, Afrogal? I appreciate the shilling. Yeah, I'm like, let me double check what's the number at. Any other shillers out there? I'm like 7,953 subs right now, and you need like 8,000 subs, so I need like 47 more, and it will unlock like so many perks with Plarium. Basically, you're like a second tier content creator, unless you hit the 8,000 subscriber, then you're like a real content creator. Then you get access to test server, you get way more loot, and you get access to information that I don't get. So I will unlock like all of the actual benefits of the Raid content creator program with only 47 more subs. So if you're not subscribed, I would definitely appreciate it. Or if you could send the link to my channel in your clan Discord. I think I'm gonna get it pretty soon, but we'll see how many days. Getting new subs is kind of very weird for my channel. It's kind of like sometimes you barely get any at all in some weeks, then in other weeks you get a good amount. If you do like a big collabs with big content creators, that's obviously the best way, but it's kind of like how would you, it's like all or nothing. If you have like big videos, then you get subs from them, and then big content creators notice your presence, and then if you do collabs with them, you also get more subs. So it's a little you know, it's all or nothing. But I'm gonna get it soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. Also, I kind of assume we will see how it plays out, but I'm pretty sure once I get access to test server and I can make videos about new champions, because, you know, it's kind of hard to make videos about new champions when you don't have them, obviously. Plus they get to play with them even before they are in the game. I'm pretty sure I will get like way more subs once I get access to the test server, because I think that content would be a lot more appealing to broader audience than my normal live arena battles and stuff. But yeah, thanks to all of the subscribers, I'm really close to my goal. What set you run on him? He's just tanky as hell. Are you talking about Brockny or Boo? I'll show it after this battle, but I do have a link to my Hellhades optimizer in every video description. That is like public, you can see all of my champions and builds. Obviously sometimes somebody might be naked or in like an outdated build, but generally all of my builds are public. But Brockny is in 4-piece bolster, 2-piece frostbite, and 3-piece reaction, and he has good stats. That's the main reason why he's tanky, because he obviously doesn't have stone skin or mercurial. I don't know how it works with Plarium, because like right now there's like, well, obviously there was just like last week there was like a bunch of new champions that people got to play on test server. I don't know if is there like 1 or 2 champions left of the Web of Corruption event that they didn't give us any information about. I don't know if those already exist on the test server and the content creators who have access just can't talk about it, or they're still not there. But if I get the 8k subs like now, I think I might be able to already test out the new champions on the Web of Corruption event. Maybe. Maybe it will not count for this event. I don't know how Plarium does it. Actually, Banana Jam, maybe like 2 months ago, it's not even that recent, but if you don't know, Banana Jam is one of the community managers, or I guess she has some bigger title now. She used to be community manager, now she's some big boss at Parium, but she appeared in many of Raid's videos, for instance. I think she's like a YouTube coordinator. I think that's her current title. She DM'd me maybe like 2 months ago. Something pretty positive like, you know, you're almost there. You can do it, something like that. Kind of out of the random, because obviously it's not like I have the community managers on speed dial, and I don't really talk with them regularly. I know some bigger content creators do. I don't. Usually when I DM them, they will not even get back to me. It is what it is, I understand it, but I did get the random encouragement from Banana Jam, so I appreciate it. What's up, vampire? I'm doing good. Wait, are you the... you're the vampire that... one of your drivers is very active in my Discord. Right? You're that account. What's up? Isaac has been a long time chatter on my Discord and other things. Okay, it's the feared Gizmok. It's a 6-star blessing too. I'm probably gonna maybe ban it over like a lockout. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pick a lockout and some nuker at the end. I almost could try this without a reviver. That's kind of what I did last time when I faced one of these and it went pretty good. Let's try it. Let's go with Necret. Should I go with Necret and Westeel? I almost want to do that. Let's try it. Westeel is squeezy. Maybe not ideal. But with her passive and the shields, maybe I can do it. Westeel A1 would be really good if I can ally attack them with Necret. And my Necret is kind of fast. He's like 360. Probably slower than his Gizmok. But maybe I can cut in. Oh my god. Nel and Bayek. And he has heals, so it's not like okay, I think I'm really screwed. I think it's just over. I'm not even gonna go with Reviver. He didn't pick Lockout. I think I'm not gonna ban the Nail either. I think we'd, like, if he didn't have Healer and Bayek, or like only one of those, I think I could kill it and ban something else. But with both of those two, I don't think I can beat him without banning Bayek, and I really don't like to not ban Nell, but I think we're gonna try it in this battle. Let's hope that he does the wrong ban. Okay, yeah, Brockney is not ideal, but maybe I can kill him with Westeel and Necret. Have I tried Westeel on 9-piece Mercurial? No, like I was just talking about it a while ago. Maybe like 5 minutes ago. Its goal, somebody in the chat had like a really good Westeel Mercurial build with 300 speed and good damage. That's definitely the goal. I want to get her in Mercurial. I'm planning to use her a lot more if I do get... Okay, we're just screwed. I don't think Predator is able to solo this team with Nell. I really like Westeel, it's just really hard to use her in Go Second teams. I think if I had her in Mercurial, she would be a lot more consistent. Okay, we just got totally destroyed. This is one of those teams that Predator can't even deal with the Nail, so... Nail is a really hard counter against Predator, if you don't know. What's up guys? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. There's a lot of chatters in the Discord too. Sometimes it's more active than not, but I think my Discord is quite active for a channel of my size, and there is a lot of very hardcore arena players in there, so I definitely recommend it. There is not like a single good raid Discord that is like public one that is for everybody, meant for arena. Like we have multiple big PvE Discords, we don't have one for PvP. It's a little bit shame, but I'm kind of trying to do it on my Discord. It's not that big, but there is a good amount of the active arena players there. It's maybe a little bit more, you know, meme, trash talk and random chat oriented than helping, but people will definitely help if you ask there generally. I think one of the issues is that like clans are very like they have a big in-group preference, and they don't want to share their secrets with other people, and that's probably one of the reasons why we don't have like a big PvP Discord in Raid. Other games always do it. At one point I actually tried to convince the old Mad Leader Infinite and the IPR leader Timo, like many years ago, to make like a Discord together that is like public for PvP and is meant to like help people and gather information, but neither one of them was really into it, so I don't think that's gonna happen with Raid. I'm from Finland. Usually people can kind of assume it from my accent that it sounds very weird, and I get a lot of comments how I pronounce things. Why do I feel that Nail counters Predator? Well, you know, obviously it deals pretty well with passive, and you know, Predators are not built on Mercurial and Stone Skin as often as other champions, and he's like a tanky health scaling champion, but poisons, you know, kind of override it to a big extent, so it's just a really good matchup for Nell. It's a tanky nuker that is often not built in Stone Skin, and she kind of bypasses the things that make him tanky. I think we're good. I think there's a bee or something flying above me. I had my door open yesterday when I came out from fishing. I was carrying a lot of stuff, and I left the door open for a while. I think most Predators are built on Stone Skin. I feel like it's less than half of them, which is usually everything would be. But obviously I don't have numbers. I would probably, if I had to guess, I would say that maybe like I don't know, 30% are in Stone Skin, 20% are in Mercurial, and 50% are in other random sets like Merciless or Swift Parry and other combinations. It can be kind of good to have some champions, for instance, that are not in Stone Skin. For bomb teams, and Predator is quite a good candidate for that. Not that bomb is like super meta, but it is good to have one of those. And it's also kind of good to just... You need to get a kill early on and do enough damage to proc the passive, and then it's a lot easier to go after that. Come on, let me queue. I don't know why it always does this. This has been a long time bug. Could tell Finland cause sound like Savis, if you know who that is. Maybe. To be honest, I don't watch too much Finnish content. But there is like one kind of big Twitch streamer. I don't know if that's the guy. I remember he did like a raid, sponsored raid stream like a long time ago. I think that's another guy though. I don't think that's him. Yeah, okay, that's not the one that I was thinking about. I was thinking about somebody else. Yeah. Mad Umbra. Umbra is a character in what? Umbra sounds so familiar. Oh, Umbra is a character in Battle for Westnot RPG game. Well, it's probably a character in many things, but it's a character in one game that I played. It's like a demon, one of the main villain, or like the main villain of that campaign, or one of them. Not the main villain. It's like a puppet demon. Actually, it's originally like the bad like the main villain, but then it turns out that the main villain was actually like using it as a puppet, and Umbra wasn't the one behind all of the bad stuff. You rarely see Predators without Stone Skin. I feel like they are quite often in Merciless. People are starting to ban my Brockney all the time. It's becoming an issue. It's too good. What's up, Carl? I'm doing good. Nothing special. Just chilling. I've had good productive week. I've been doing like videos and fishing and gym. Kind of like a good amount of like things that I want and things that are productive. And I've been eating well as well. But I kind of had like a fun week, to be honest. I was doing fun stuff, but in like a responsible way, let's say. I had a very, very balanced week. What's up, Akil Ankle? Would you have Death Dealer on now? I pulled just one a few days ago, debating would to put it on no Garrel. Well, I have it on Rotos. Obviously, is a good combination with his passive, kind of the same way with Garrel, that, you know, you have protected unkillable and probably total guard stack as well. The other popular ones are like champions that like want to go full speed, like, you know, Comidus, or champions that, you know, need to land. I don't even want to take an extra turn. That need to land debuffs like Carnage, Comidus. Those are the really popular ones, but you could put it on pretty much anything as like a surprise pick against Bayeks. If you have like if you have a lot of good nukers, and there is one that you don't really need that much, but would be good against Bayek teams with that could be a one option. I would want one for both my Westeel and Carnage, for example. But if I get a second one, I will probably put it on my Westeel. Can you check my Predator on DM? Is that okay, Bill? Sure. I'm often not looking at the DMs during the stream, so don't be surprised if I don't respond instantly. Oh, you have lens, nice. It's kind of slow. I would like to make it considerably faster, but all of the other stats are obviously really good, and you even have lens on him, so he must hit like really hard. Oh, is that I have to double check. Is that the gemstone that is for the counter attacks? I don't have it, so I'm not 100% sure how it looks, but I know it's a triangle one. Oh yeah, you even have that. In a way, I think you have a better build with the lens and the, you know, the OP gemstone on him, but the speed is really slow. I don't like the speed. I would you know, I assume you have to. I would do a lot of damage to get a lot more speed. I think you want to get a lot more speed. My Predator is 300 speed, and I'm still trying to make him faster. I think you should go for that too if you can. Even though the passive is kind of good if you go second and you have it up, and sometimes it can be like good, but this is like a really slow build on the current meta. And at the same token, let's say that you can like, I don't know, do some ally attack or use some champion that clears out the total guard first before his turn, and then nuke with him before enemy even takes a turn. That's obviously really good as well. So I don't think really slow nukers are really meta right now. I think any type of nuker you want fast. There is some arguments why slow Predator is like a thing, but even for slow Predator this is quite slow. But I don't know if you have the gear to do it in Merciless in the first place. It might be kind of hard to do it in 9-piece. Oh, I need to show this. Guys, I didn't buy the pass. Yesterday I was opening those free tickets that Plarium added to the game recently. It was the first time that I got these, and I got them in raw. I first got the legendary, and then I got the epic one. I'm kind of excited, obviously. Not a very high chance, but with those, obviously the mythic, both of the mythic ones are OP. Unlike like everything else, there's always like one of the mythic ones is bad and one is good. Both of the mythic ones are really, really, really good. But even the legendary ones are quite good, especially Blades of Akumori. This one I kind of would want to get. I could use it either on my Jack or Pelops. I think both of them would like to use this, but both of the mythic ones are super good. What about the other guy? Send you a screenshot. He has no soul yet. Right. I have like 3 screens, and one of the oh, you use an Arn pick, okay. One of the screens is not ideal for this, okay. Let's see. I couldn't see all of the friend requests and stuff. Arn I don't have, and I haven't played with him, not even on other people's accounts. So I'm not... it looks fine. Obviously it's hard to do like a really good build on Mercurial. The attack is obviously very low, but it looks fine. It is hard to do a crazy build at this point. At least this one is quite a fast one, which I like on Arn because he could block revive enemy nukers. Or anybody, but if you go before their nukers and you block revive it, then that would be really good. It's a little bit hard to judge builds for Mercurial because I'm not expecting you to have good pieces on the set right now, and being able to do the set by itself is often worth it even if you lose tons of damage. Oh, Laipa, I think that was the guy that I was talking about. He did like a sponsored raid stream long time ago that I remember. Well, one thing I will say that Arn was like super hyped when he was released. And especially like the people that play on the good accounts, like the drivers, I saw them all be really excited about him. And I do see him being used, but quite rarely. He is not as popular as it seemed like he was hyped to be. A good example, even though he's a new champion and, you know, not everybody has him. But for instance, Sabrile, who came, you know, a good amount after Arn. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like Arn was released maybe like a couple months or at least a month before Sabrile. I see Sabrile a lot, way more than Arn. Obviously they were both very hyped and good champions, but I think the usage of Arn has not been as high as I was expecting it to be. Okay, should we do a meme team against this guy? Let's go with turtles, and this is like a full porcupine comp. We go with the turtles and the heals with no reviver and no direct heals. I mean, we do have with Donatello and Brockney both, but not like a healer. I feel like Donatello should be pretty okay against Crew Traxa, but let's see. I feel like this should be pretty easy battle, but let's see if Vulcanos surprises us. It is in full 6-piece Tonskin, no lethal, but he's running triple demon spawn. I could stun the Crew Traxa, but I mean she's just gonna kill herself anyway, so why would I even do that? It doesn't have a lockout or buff strip, so it's really fun to fight against a team like this because I get to use my champions on their full potential. I actually get to use my abilities. Yeah, Crew Draxa is not having a good time against my shields. Ah, fuck. He's my Leonardo might be in trouble though. And Crew Draxa actually... Okay, never mind. I guess we're good. He got petrified in a cool pose. This is a little bit of a mid-season matchup, or like off-season matchup, because the top accounts wouldn't exactly run a team like he does. Not that they would run my team either, but we're both kind of playing with our weird meme teams. Are you going for the fusion? I am going for it. I'm gonna make a video about it later on today, but yeah, I'm going for it. I'm not gonna do the summoning event today, but I am still gonna do it. Seems kind of an easy fusion, even though I'm not really expecting to use the champion, but maybe I get an upgrade for Faction Guardians or something like that. Oh yeah, he does have pretty good blessing on the Vulcanos. Those burns are doing a lot of damage on me. Oh, Last Laugh Amulet proc. By the way, that's a good what's the word? In Finnish we call it aasinsilta. I don't know what you call it in English. It's called Donkey's Bridge, directly translated to it. Let's see if there's... Does Google give me an explanation in English? Do you guys use a phrase called Donkey's Bridge in English? Has anybody heard this before? Basically what it means is that you know, something gets brought up and then you can use that as a, you know, ladder to a different topic. We saw him using the Last Laugh Amulet. What do you guys think about the calendar? Like the voting? Plarium did this the last time too, and I feel like it was a little bit more exciting during the last event. I'm not too impressed by any of these relics, and funnily enough, I feel like the two relics that got least amount of votes, I think the number one choice would be between one of those for me, to be honest. Not that I really need any of them. I would actually probably pick Mask of Disquiet. 30% chance of activating instant turn effects on themselves after returning from sheep, and you get resistance main stat and speed as the last one. Maybe this could have some niche usage in some meta at some point. Last Laugh Amulet is kind of okay, but I don't think it's that OP. That might be the one that most people want, and I feel like the Gilded Pinion is not really noteworthy in any way. I think people are voting for the first one because it was a while when we had the Chaos Awaken event. I wasn't playing then. It was during my hiatus. I think this was the first one that they did when relics were added, and this is probably the least common of these that people have, but I don't think there's really any point to use this one unless it gets buffed. I think have we gotten any nerfs on, I mean buffs on relics? I know that the Skull Crown or whatever, Crown of Corruption from this same event season, the speed one, that was like the best relic and it got nerfed. Has there been any ones that got buffed? I feel like all of these might potentially get a buff, and maybe it would be good to collect them just for that reason, like champions, but I don't know how much Plarium actually has buffed relics. I don't remember any, but maybe there has been some. One more battle and I can get some primal shards. It's a little bit shame because when we had the... Where is it? When we had the 2x up just couple days ago, I was 5 guards away from getting one more primal, but I wasn't able to do enough arena battles in time. Oh, I was fighting against you, Nyx. GG. I don't have a lockout. That's the main reason why you don't see me using it. I quit raid just before they added relics and did the Fabian fusion, and I didn't get them, and I never got the lockout before that either or after it. So, though I will probably get my lockout during the next fusion, assuming that I don't have to do it, which I hope I don't. Do I just go Rotos with this? I hate fighting Rotos against Galadriel. I think I'll just go Empress and not Rotos. Fabian is my number 1 choice for fusion token. I have nightmares fighting Fabian in live arena. Yeah. Everybody does. Fabian is meta despite being a fusion and legendary, and that says a lot. I think the only free-to-play friendly champion, if we can even call it that is actual meta, would be Marius. But you know, you need to run speed teams and have lockout and have Stormcaller and everything else. So I feel it's kind of like a fake free-to-play, and actually it's like a whale champion. Free-to-plays might have Marius, but it's not as good as it would be on good accounts. Yeah, I know about it, James. Funnily enough, that's like the second bug fix that they did on Mavara, and both of them were like big buffs on him or her. They did another bug fix maybe like a month or 2 ago. It used to be so that champions that are under total guard don't get healed if she does the health equalization. That included her and other champions, but now it does. So she was already good even with the bugs, but both of these bug fixes were like big boons to her, and that's like, even though I don't... wait, can I kill it with A3? Maybe even without the debuff I might be able to. Okay, easily. When I get my Fabian, obviously Mavara is my best champion, and I run them a lot, and my Fabian is gonna be okay speed, but we're not gonna have 6-star blessing at the start, and I'm not gonna be faster than the Uber accounts, but maybe with Mavara I could often still go first with my Fabian, so it's gonna be probably pretty good combination. Carnage is free to play. I would say Carnage is more free to play friendly than Marius definitely, but I would also say that I think Marius is more meta than Carnage. I would probably put Carnage in like the bottom S tier. Marius would probably be the first champion. First champion in the S tier. If we talk about like the full potential, if you have Stormcolor and everything. And the matchups. Oh no, we got... I was gonna say that I hope we get it on speed, but we actually got it on speed. I don't have any quads or pentas. We could take a penta too. On impulse, I have 1 triple speed on weapon. But weapon is like, you know, I have many triple speeds on many things. It's good, but if we could get like triple speed on shield or gloves, or like a quad or better on other things, that would be great. I definitely... Nah, fuck. I definitely would want to be a lot faster. Okay. Didn't roll too good. I got 1 quad close on impulse, not on speed, and then I chaos sorted, but didn't get speed, sadly. To a poll, is Mavara better than Hilvi? To troll Hilvi lovers, I'm kind of past the Hilvi debate. I feel like I was right all along. I know why it was controversial. I understand that, but I feel like I won. I hold my ground, and I feel like I was right from the beginning. And now people mostly don't even want to, you know, debate about the Hilvi anymore. We can do a poll about it. I think Hilvi is great. I think Mavara is definitely better, but sure, let's poll it. One like an anecdotal example. I don't know if Vampire is still in the chat. Vampire is like the content creator who was in a chat a while ago. Like one of his drivers, or I guess he himself said that it's his main driver, Isaac, who is also in my Discord. You might be able to ask him for help with stuff. He ran Platinum Arena Reset Defense with Mavara a couple weeks ago. I think he was like rank 3 or rank 5 or something like that on last reset. That was maybe like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, something like that. I don't think nobody's running Hilvi in top 30. He was running Mavara in like top 3 or top 5. And that account has +4 Theodosia, so... I don't know if one example means anything, but it definitely bolsters my argument. So I had to bring it up. Okay, we actually don't need Donatello here. Maybe I go Westeel and Necret just so that I get to play with them. Okay, let me do the poll. Somebody's gonna complain that I'm too slow, but I need to do this poll. I'm already getting complained that I'm too slow to pick, so I might as well keep doing it. I will say, you know, people kind of sometimes take it a little bit too personally when people disagree with them about meta. Obviously, both are good, they do different things, so you're using them in completely different matchups, or like they're optimal in completely different matchups. So it depends what you have, it depends what enemies have, and the specific battle. But in my opinion, and kind of maybe a little bit affecting the poll right now, I usually avoid doing it on other polls that I do. I never mention my own opinion. I think it definitely Mavara is better than Hilvi, but they're both really good. I think if you just look at the usage at the top level, Mavara has a lot higher usage, but like I said, they're both good but different, so it's kind of hard to compare. One thing that, like a recent thing that is pretty good, which one? I think we go Marius. One recent thing that was kind of good for Hilvi is that we got a new champion called Tekteon, who is super OP. And Hilvi does do a buff strip without hitting, and is kind of good matchup for it. Just one example. I think Hilvi is overall quite good. It's a reviver that also CCs, and it's not a mythical, so you're prone to lockout, but on the same token, let's say that you're playing with like a shield team like me, and you don't want to take too many turns and lose buffs. You have that thing that Hilvi can both revive and CC on the same form without taking extra turns, which can sometimes be advantage, and definitely like a non-hit buff strip is pretty useful, and like CC. But Mavara is actually crazy good, so I feel like Mavara is, like, in my opinion, it's not debatable. Mavara is just really strong champion. She's actually S tier. I think Mavara has to make S tier on my next tier list. It's kind of crazy, but I think she has to be in S tier. Why don't you ever pick Fabian? I don't have Fabian. If I would pick it in every battle. I'll have it soon. Dude, you were lucky that they put in a champ like Mavara into the game. You couldn't know this. Without Mavara, Hilvi would still be a massive mistake for you. Sure, I mean, I would say that it will still be good to get Hilvi, but it's not the end of the world. It wasn't the end of the world even before it. I made like a calculated decision, which wasn't ideal, but you know, I think that the thinking that I made, I stand by it. Now, I could have done Hilvi if I literally used like all gems on my account. It was like a soul summon event, but I didn't have enough souls, and then I couldn't have done the next fusion. I don't remember what fusion was after Hilvi, but it wasn't like a relevant one. I also wouldn't have been able to do the event where I got two, what do you call it? The bat event where I got 2 cat's cases. So, let me think. Between 2 cat's cases and Hilvi, which I wouldn't have gotten those 2 cat's cases if I went for Hilvi, unless I like bought packs. I think it was better. But, you know, do I wish I would have gotten Hilvi? Yeah, you know. If I could go back in time and make sure I have enough souls so that I can do both of them, I would definitely do it. But I don't think, like, you know, I'm aiming for, like, you know, I have pretty big ego, even if it might not seem like that all the time to everybody. I'm not aiming to, like, finish top 500. I'm aiming to finish, like, top 10. And I knew from the beginning that Hilvi was not that type of champion. Even though I might sometimes miss platinum, my goal is not to be able to finish platinum. My goal is to be able to go for rank 1 and top 20. And Hilvi definitely wasn't gonna be it for that. Mavara actually kind of even might be it, you know, usable. But in live arena, I think having Hilvi on my account would be very useful. I specifically need a fast CC champion, so Hilvi would be really relevant for me, even if Mavara is better. Way I see it, Hilvi is budget Galater and Mavara budget Theodosia. Yeah, I guess kind of, yeah. I will say that I would almost say that Mavara is more than budget Theodosia. Do they do some of the same things like, and Theodosia does better, like, you know, they revive and stuff. But Theodosia does, Mavara does have the passive turn meter boost, which is very relevant thing, and the heals are like significantly better. So they do some same things, but Mavara does some things that no other reviver does, which are really big deal and relevant. So Theodosia is definitely a much better reviver, but Mavara does some other things. Hilvi is great, wasn't your original take on Hilvi. You compared her to Gala, Theo and Odin, which are the 3 best supports in the game, and keep taking an undeserved victory lap. Go watch my original video. Like, I literally said on my original video the exact same thing I'm saying now. My story didn't change at any point. Yeah, she is weaker version than those champions. You know, would I want to get Hilvi or Odin? You know, do we ever need to? Do you really want to like know my opinion about that? We're kind of fucked. Well, we're fucked either way. Let's just use the revive. Obviously, Odin is way better than Hilvi, but you know, am I gonna know that I get Odin for sure? No. So I think we lost this battle. We were too slow. Odin was too strong. Just when we were talking about Odin. Did you get any good platinum loot last week? I think I got something, but I already forget it was. I kind of got my Swift Parry on Predator. I didn't get Lizardman accessory, but I got something kind of good. But I already forget what it was. I got some pretty okay accessory. But now I'm kind of like farming for the future and not for the like I don't have plans to get any specific other champion in Swift Parry right now. Let's see. He has 2 supports left. He already picked 2 nukers. He can totally go for a lookout. I think I go... I need a lot of shields in this battle. I think I go... Should I pick double nuker right now? Doesn't look like a good battle for me, to be honest. He also didn't think Mavara would be that great either at first, but that was in the Discord, so okay, that's bullshit, Vitu. I totally didn't say that. I even made a video about Mavara. I didn't think she was gonna be... I think she turned out to be better than I even thought she was, but when I'm... Like, I thought she was gonna be really good. I said that on my first video. I instantly said that she's gonna be my new main reviver, but some of her interactions turned out to be better than... You know, we originally thought without testing her, like her passive specifically. Her passive procs all the time because even when other champions do buffs or even outside of her turn when enemy does it, and the passive is really OP on Mavara. But at no point did I say that don't go for Mavara or she's not gonna be great. Ah, fuck. Okay, fuck. I was too slow in deciding. I should have gone with Pelops. Well, I would lose this battle anyway. I don't think the Toshiro is gonna help me too much. Defensive support Mavara, offensive support Hilvi, the buff strip and freeze is clutch. I mean, I kind of agree, but I think they're both kind of offensive and defensive. I mean, Mavara does the turn meter boost, which is kind of offensive too. And obviously Hilvi does block damage, which is also defensive, but sure. Literally, Plarium made Mavara only for you. You were favored by Plarium. Without Mavara, nothing you say makes sense. Can you elaborate? What you mean by that? Like, me skipping Hilvi would not make sense without Mavara. Does it annoy you that Plarium helped me to bolster... Okay, we lost this one. Plarium helped me to bolster my argument by putting out another good reviver. I mean, Mavara is... you can use Mavara too, so... Plarium made Mavara only for you. My Discord also likes Mavara. People are big fans of Mavara's visuals in my Discord. If you take a Predator victory lap, I support it, but this Hilvi victory lap behavior is cringy to say the least, my friend. Well, I am not gonna, you already know. We've been through this so many times. I was right on both of them and others were wrong, and I'm not gonna... I apologize for absolutely nothing. It is what it is. I can't vote this poll because I can see both being good, but in different ways. Yeah, fair enough. Nice dreadlocks on the thumb, thanks. I've had them in real life at one point as well, but I think I was like maybe 13 years old. It's a very long time ago. He can't take an L. The thing is that, I have pretty strong opinions and convictions. I would definitely do it. Well, there was something else recently where I said I was wrong. I forgot what it was. I will definitely do it if I actually, agree with you and think I was wrong. But at no point did I waver even a little bit on my Hilvi stance. Like I said, people kind of took people took me not doing the Hilvi event out of context, because on the videos I made about her, I told people to go for her and she's gonna be good, but she's gonna be A tier and not S tier, and Galatri, Theodosia, Odin better. Nobody that watched the video in comments disagreed with stuff that I said. People only disagreed me not doing the fusion, but I couldn't do the fusion. And I apologize for nothing. It is what it is. Hilvi is closer to Odin than Mavara is to Hilvi. You mean in terms of how good they are or what their kit does? I mean, if we talk about what their kit does, sure. But I think if we talk about in the terms of the strength of the champion, Mavara I think is definitely better than Hilvi. Mavara has much higher usage rate on high rank arena than Hilvi, for instance. I think they're both good. What is the name of the movie you were in as a kid? It's a Finnish movie. I don't know if I want to say the name. That's a little bit sus question. I don't think I want to dox myself, to be honest. I mean, not that it would be the biggest problem in the world, but there was a group of people that tried to dox me one time in Raid, 1 or 2 years ago. They got it wrong, but people have tried to dox me before. If you know the exact movie, you might be able to find out my home address and everything else, so I probably don't want to say it. If people find it out eventually, it's not really the end of the world. I don't really have anything to hide, but I don't really want to make it worse on myself on purpose either if I don't have to. Is Rotos in trouble, or is okay? The passive from Donatello saved us in time. Oh no, are we still? No, I think we're good. I think we're good. That was a weird interaction of events. I think there was like multiple extra turns. I think the Hilvi must have been in Solmar Crystal. That's why that looked so weird. Everybody was taking extra turns at the same time. Baldur's Gate 2 was OP. I loved the game on PC back in the day. Oh no, fuck. Same, me as well. Are we screwed? Wait, no, we're not screwed. No, I don't think we're screwed, right? I think Rotos should be good. No? Yeah, we are good. I would say that if I had to pick like all-time best game, Baldur's Gate 2 might be... It would definitely be one of the main options. That might be my pick. Of course, Baldur's Gate is like a 30-year-old game at this point, so if you go look at it now and you just look at the graphics, you might not like it, but it was a really good game. Getting a champion like Mabara for free was highly unlikely. Without her, your entire argument makes no sense. You were wrong on Hilvi, plain simple. Okay. We're gonna disagree. My first time being in your live, is the chat always like this? Yeah and no. We haven't gotten the Hilvi debate in a while, but we have like couple ongoing things, and to be fair, it's like the same people that always bring it up. But there is Raider Wars, that is like war between not between me, but people in the chat. And then there is like then there is the Hilvi Wars, let's say, and people don't like the fact that I didn't do the Hilvi Deck of Fate, but you know, we've been gone through this like a million times. I didn't have the resources to do the event, and I told people to do it if they can, but people are mad at me for not going for Hilvi, and I wish I had Hilvi, but it's not the end of the world. To be honest, I missed another champion that is much bigger deal at the same time. It was kind of just when I came back, but that wasn't... I could have done it, I just accidentally missed one Gear Hunters event by 20 points. I thought I had done it, but I needed to do one more. And that is Mary. I also don't have Mary. And missing Mary was actually much infinitely bigger deal than missing out on a Hilvi. Mary is actually kind of meta, especially now when people are starting to get more Mercurial. She's really good, and I will probably go for her at some point. Like, I'm literally gonna get Mary from the fusion tokens. I have to go for it. But Raid is kind of hard game, you can't really do all the events. And sometimes you just accidentally miss things. It even happened to Boozor recently. Even Boozor missed a fusion, so it is what it is. ChatGPT is looking up the movie, fuck. It's kind of old movie. And a Finnish movie. I don't know how much information ChatGPT has about it. Okay, why I call... like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Maria based on Bloody Mary, right? That's why I call her Mary. Am I wrong? Okay, so somebody correct me in the chat. Isn't Maria based on Bloody Mary? No? I mean, the name is Sanguine Maria. I'm pretty sure that's Bloody Mary in English. You feel like not going for Mavara Soul was a weird choice. Yeah, arguably, yeah. The thing with the Mavara Soul is that if I could go back in time, I would do it. But it was the same thing. If I did that, then I would not have been able to do the next fusion. I forget what it was, but I don't think it was anything too important. But I'm gonna get the Fabian soon, and I'm still gonna go for Fabian 6-star blessing before Mavara. So it's gonna take me like more than a year until I'm able to get 6-star blessing on Mavara, even if I had her with 5-star. But it would be really good if I got the blessing on her. And I will probably go for it down the line, unless, you know, there's some new OP champions and I happen to get them. But yeah, I kind of wish I had her, especially since I don't have like intimidating presence or temporal chains 6-star on anybody. And it would be really good to have 2 of those at 6-star. It would actually make a lot of difference in many battles. Are you a movie star as well as a rage spader? I wouldn't say so, but you know, actually this part I haven't told. I have told, like, you know, I obviously people ask about stuff, and usually I'm pretty open talking about my personal life. This is, you know, probably not like you know, good PR move for content creator to say it, but I've said this before in the chat that I was in like a Finnish movie, like when I was a kid, quite a long time ago, in blackface, and that was kind of a meme in the chat, because back in those days people didn't consider that an issue, and there is like a movie where I have an afro and I'm, you know, painted as black, a Finnish movie that I was in. I've told that in the chat before. I think I showed the pictures about it too. I've showed the picture on stream, but I haven't told the exact movie. Do we go with these picks? Yeah, he could go with Lockout or something. I want to go with Pelops or something like that, but we'll go with the Donny. I was also like, I wasn't like a famous, but I was like, not even a little bit famous, but I was like a model. I did like advertisements and stuff. Not many, but I did some. I was in like a advertisement agency when I was a kid. My mother was thinking that, you know, I had pretty expensive hobby. I've also told this before, that by pretty expensive I mean like as expensive as Raid. I did dancing. I went to like competitions and training camps and to other countries all the time for it. It was very expensive. My mother, well, I don't think it was really for that, but you know, kind of. You know, my mother wanted me to make some, like maybe we could make some money and on the side as like being like a child model, because one of her friends' child was doing it also, so that's why it happened. My little brother is also in the movie. It's not just me. I was originally like going for it, but then they needed just like some on the location. They needed a couple other people for some other scene, and my brother was also there, who was like 5 years younger than me, and he's also in the movie. Yeah, Tropic Thunder, by the way, is a pretty good movie. I'm pretty sure most of you guys would agree to that. I'm not even like saying that like let's do blackface. I don't think. I think the context matters more than the blackface itself, and I don't think even if the context was for like comedy, it's not the biggest crime in my book. But blackface is pretty hot topic these days that people are not big fans about. It's kind of ironic because if you look into the old comedy sketches and comedians. Again, I follow politics quite a lot. You guys have seen me talk about it before. Pretty much like every comedian that you can think of that is super famous has done blackface many times. And many of them that are like super against blackface and want other people to be cancelled because of it, they have done it like 2 decades ago. So I feel like it's a little bit dumb topic. Even the Prime Minister of Canada has done blackface. So it wasn't a horror movie, it's more like I don't know, slice of life drama movie. Not horror, not like scary, but you know, there are some like real life problems in the movie. Like a typical Finnish movies. It's like people consider, like, I guess in the polls we're like the happiest country in the world many times in a row, and people always know that. But Finnish people are kind of how would I say? Finnish people are like realistic or pessimistic. It is like a national trope almost, and the Finnish movies often have like, you know, people have like money problems or things like that. They are kind of almost like very normal life kind of issues. It had stuff like that in the movie, like marriage troubles and money problems and these kind of things. Finnish movies and TV shows often deal with like real life average issues. One of my favorite Finnish movies is one called Bad Boys, or in Finnish Pahat Pojat. And in that movie, basically, a bunch of brothers become like bank robbers or whatever because they're in money problems. Then there's another movie, I forgot what its name, but it's kind of the same thing, that the main character has money problems and then they become like then they start selling drugs, and then they eventually become like massive drug sellers, and they were just like, they had like some local little corner store and they were trying to get by, and things escalated. Do we have enough damage to kill the Marius with Harima passive? I might not have enough damage. No. I'm not the dad. I don't have kids. Did I say it, or why do you think so? I don't think I said that. I said I have brother. I don't think I said anything about kids. Can we still make a comeback? Might be able to. Damn. Pelops OP. I need to get Pelops out faster and he's gonna be way better. He is not fast. I need to go before the enemy. Nukers, which didn't happen in this battle. What can we do? Not a lot. I think we just saved A2. Shinny pulled a Tropic Thunder before it was cool. You're implying that it's cool right now. I guess, you know, in a way it is, because it's kind of like countercultural. I don't have the damage to kill Hilvi, but let's do the A3 anyway. Trump has done blackface for sure. I just found out there is a Finnish raid content creator. Rates his chat and has awesome dad lore. Dad lore, I might love you. Thanks. I appreciate it. You know, I've talked about this before, you know. Like, we don't really have like off-topic stuff on stream, but without getting too much political and opening the COVID debate again, I basically had like like a realization, or like I kind of changed my mood during the COVID, because how can I tell this without going like through the full story? I've told this on the stream before, but basically at the time I was living with roommate, and we obviously had like disagreements about how COVID works, and I would say that he didn't look in. Okay, we lost this one. I would say that he. Wait, I could almost win this battle if I can kill Hilvi with the supports. She is low health. Maybe I should try to play it until the end. Just a little bit. I'll give up in a second. Basically, he was like, he got mad at me. He was like throwing pans and shouting at me and like throwing objects at me. Because he didn't know how the vaccination worked, that it doesn't stop you from inflicting the COVID to other people. It just lessens the symptom on yourself. He got really angry at me, and then my mother at one point was crying at me for not taking the COVID. Okay, we give up. For not taking the COVID vaccine. And then after the COVID thing ended, everybody like changed their minds about it, and suddenly like we can talk about the facts and everything is normal. And I was like, I'm not gonna pander to other people. I'm not gonna hide my opinion anymore, or try to say what other people want to hear if they disagree, because they will still get mad at me anyway if they just want it to be so. I'm never the type of guy that if somebody disagrees with me on like politics or whatever, I will get mad. I actually kind of like to debate with people that disagree with me. But people often get very mad in politics and other things if you disagree with them. And after COVID, I was like, I'm never gonna self-censor and pander to other people. If they get angry at me because of my opinions, then we just shouldn't be friends. And I don't want to like have people that might get crazy at me at some point. So that's kind of with the raid content as well, that I'm not trying to hide my opinions or pander to people anymore. If somebody gets too angry about something, then it is what it is. Maybe I'm just not your type of content creator, I guess. Not that I'm trying to like push my politics on other people or something, but if somebody asks about something, I don't want to like give like a calculated answer. I just want to talk normally, like we were able to like 10 years ago. So I wouldn't consider my politics like radical at all. But it's not dumb topic. There was a community that was always against it, but had no ability to prevent it or avenue out to speak about it. These days people have a voice and can express. You're talking about blackface. If something makes them uncomfortable. But I would just say that, lots of things can make, anything can make anybody uncomfortable. Obviously that's subjective, not objective. And basically, whoever is the boss, like if we talk about government specifically, whoever is in charge of the government, they will always try to censor and, persecute the opposition. And then, take turns and we keep going this. I don't want to persecute anybody for their opinions or speech. And I don't think blackface is like... I think like if there's like an actual, racial discrimination, or, discrimination itself, I mean, depending how it is done, but I think that could potentially be in some situations very legitimately criminal if people get discriminated. I don't think making jokes about race or doing blackface, I don't think that should ever be criminal, and I don't have issue with it. I might not like a joke about blackface, or I might like it, but in either case, people definitely should be allowed to do it. And there's much bigger issues that people are allowed to do that are not banned. Like my government does ads for gambling on TV, which I think is, insane. And for instance, on YouTube, like, you know, YouTube censors a lot of people and social media does. But at the same time, you know, YouTube also allows like actual criminals that have done like, you know, domestic violence or sexual crimes. Those people can still be on YouTube. But then some people that, you know, maybe said the wrong thing about COVID or some other political topic, they will get banned. So I think that all of that stuff I don't like. So we got the politics stream again. We didn't go full on politics in a while. Should I even pick? Well, I guess Donnie is too late. He has to pick 2 nukers. Maybe I don't even need Donnie. Odin ban or Fabian ban? I almost want to go Odin. Odin is in Smite. That makes me less scared about it. Campbell is worse than Blackface. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, same with gambling. I'm not saying that gambling should be allowed, but I don't think gambling is good for a society. And I don't want my government to, like, you know, be subjective and, like, you know, ban people for any kind of speech, even one that I disagree with. But I most definitely don't want them to, like, you know, tell me about, like, morals about, like, blackface or sugar is bad for you and we need to increase the tax on it so that you don't buy it because we need to control your behavior. I don't want to hear none of that when they're doing gambling advertisements on TV. Gambling is like ruining people's lives, especially the most vulnerable, like old people and poor people. Those are the ones that mostly do gambling and it destroys their lives. And government doing gambling ads is like crazy. And in Finland, government has like a monopoly on gambling. So it's monopolies by themselves are immoral and are against the EU legislation. But there is some, you know, countries get special exceptions for some things. Like in Finland, government has a monopoly with gambling and alcohol. Only government alcohol stores can sell like hard liquor. I think all of that is bad. I mean, I don't think alcohol is good for society. I think people should be allowed to do it, but I think government doing like gambling ads is just especially vile and counterproductive too. Oh no, is he just gonna get the block damage? No, okay. We're good. Sheeny streams will slowly become politics until he changes name to Sheeny Gold. Well, I mean, probably not. I mean, I'm definitely game to talk about politics. We used to talk politics more back in the day when I barely streamed, because there was like a couple really political people in the chat, but they are like with the game, so actually there's way less politic talk these days. Bubuyus, are you Finnish? I'm just wondering. So do you support left or right-wing politics, or are you a Keskusta supporter? Keskusta is like a party in Finland, literally like center party. Like, I'm not left or right. I have voted for both sides. Keskusta is one of the parties that I don't think I have voted for. In Finland, I think there's only two big parties that I have never voted for, which would be Kokoomus and Keskusta. And I don't think I'm gonna vote for those. It's more likely that I would vote for Keskusta at some point. I'm definitely not gonna vote for Kokoomus probably ever. But you know, I've said it before. I would say that I don't go well in the left and right. I'm like a moderate social democrat on like economic stuff. That, you know, does there needs to be like some kind of regulation? Yeah, even though I don't want too much of it, and we have a lot of stupid regulation. I think public healthcare, public schools, education, these kind of things, I support all of it. I think it's good for society. It makes the society, the average living standard much higher, and it also makes the society much safer for everybody because there's less crime. Like, compare Finland to like other countries that don't have it. This is much safer country. But on social issues, I'm like a libertarian. So, like, libertarian is generally considered right-wing, and social democrat is left-wing, but I wouldn't call myself a centrist. On many issues, I'm pretty much either like pretty hard left or pretty hard right. Like, on economics, I would say I'm like a, you know, moderate left. On politics, I'm like a libertarian, or like social issues, I'm like a libertarian. So, and libertarian means that, you know, individual freedom is the most important thing, and you want government to do as little as possible that restricts people's like individual rights, and you should be allowed to say and do whatever you want, like pretty much in any situation, unless you like infringe on other people's rights, and that's about it. So I think people don't generally consider that those two go together, but I think for me they go. Obviously, many libertarians are like anarcho-capitalists, and they wouldn't support any kind of government, you know, public healthcare and stuff. But I think those are really important for the country. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm really left or right. There's definitely like a logical consistency on my politics, but left and right doesn't really quantify it. It's not just blackface. But yeah, that is also true. Is gambling in Raid okay or bad? I mean, I don't think it's great. I mean, I have talked about it just recently. I was talking about the fact that the reason why we have gemstones in Raid and other games is literally because of European gambling legislation. You know, they wouldn't be able to do this. You can't buy them with like literal money. There needs to be like an extra currency. Otherwise, it would count as a gambling, and it would be subject to gambling legislation. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of gambling. I don't think gambling is good for society. Should people be allowed to do it? Yeah. Do I want to force them to not do it? No. But I don't think it's good. So, I mean, if you do it in moderation, sure. But often people don't. How was your pull luck? Well, I didn't pull today. If you talk about the primal luck, I got nothing. I'm not gonna pull today at all. I'm gonna make a video about it after stream. I think we're probably gonna have like a 1+1 legendary event on like Tuesday next week, and there's gonna be like a 2x ancient event on Friday for the fusion. And you don't have to do all 3 of the summoning events for this fusion. Actually, you don't have to do a single one of them if you can win like tournaments, but you could do like one of the fusions or one or two of the summoning events. But the one on this weekend is completely safe to skip. You have multiple ways to finish the fusion without doing this. You can even skip multiple other events and today's summoning. EO Street, haven't seen that in a while. Today I feel happy for get 100% Embrus and Mitrala fragments. Grats. I'm saving on the fragments on the Green Forest champion. I don't think I'm gonna pull it anytime soon. Government shouldn't do gambling ads. They should do Raid or Godforge ads. Why did he have to pick Theodosia? I can only ban one of those two, and I want to ban both of his last picks. I think actually, maybe I can just do it this way. Maybe I go West Steel. I do have double shield. He has no lockout. And I ban Gizmark. West Steel can deal with Theodosia as long as we can survive. I think I can probably survive for a few turns against Embrus with all of my shields. Good thing about Finnish politics is that if you are conflicted between left or right wing, you can just do Vaalikone and it will pick a suitable left wing politician for you. Yeah, I kind of often, on large part, I do kind of just vote on whoever agrees with me on like specific issues with the Vaalikone. I don't know what you call it in English. I guess the direct translation would be voting machine, but it's basically like a poll, and it will like do the poll for you and all of the candidates, and then you can see which candidates agree with you with the highest percentage. I do multiple of those every vote, and I don't like purely vote based on that, but that is a big part of it for me. I kind of figure out the interesting candidates that way, and then I kind of look them a little bit more up afterwards, and that's probably why, or like that's one of the reasons why I keep voting for different parties. There isn't like a party that I really support, and I kind of go for candidates instead of parties, which people would normally say that is very ineffective and not practical. Especially in Finland, since there's a lot of parties, and if we talk about the parliament elections, who gets into the parliament is not purely based on who gets... I think we're getting cocked here. It's not purely based on who's getting most votes. It also matters how much votes people in your party got. So let's say that I don't get too many votes. Like, let's say that I get like almost enough votes to get in, but my party gets a lot of votes. Then I'm getting in, and I'm getting in like well, and somebody who might have gotten like significantly more votes than me might not get in because they're like in a small party or not in any party. I don't really like that system. Yeah, I'm skipping the first summoning event. So you haven't gotten your 19 pandemonium vaccine. Love that. You're too smart to be brainwashed by big pharma propaganda. Yeah, that kind of puts me on the spot. Like, you always, like, because the politics about COVID got like so heated and people took it so personal. I mean, I'm not against vaccines. I have taken vaccines. I will take some vaccines. Like, there is some vaccines that are very relevant to take, like jäykkä kouristusrokote. I don't know what's that in English. Let me look it up. But COVID vaccine, it's a very complicated topic. I don't know if we want to... I'm again not going to be able to get the revive in time. I need to do A1. COVID wasn't the traditional vaccine. It didn't make you immune to it. It made you resistant to it. It wasn't studied for a long time. It got like a special emergency approval, and you were not able to sue the manufacturer because of that. Normally they would study a vaccine for decades before approval. COVID was studied for 6 months. There was just like many issues with it, and it was very political, and people were misled about it in news, so I didn't want to take it. But I'm not against vaccines in general. Like, many countries you need to take specific vaccines to go to them, like the, what was it? Like jäykkäkouristusrokote, and I'm totally cool with those. Tetanus. That's what I'm talking about. Tetanus. That's like the vaccine just makes you immune to it, and that's like a big deal. That's kind of like a disease that you used to get back in the day, and we don't get it at all anymore if you just take the vaccine. So it's one worth taking. Is weed legal in Finland? No, it's not. It's not even like decriminalized. It's just illegal. Sadly, I've told this before too, but I have like a friend that is like a massive weed enthusiastic, and not only obviously he uses it and he looks like he uses it too, but he grows it. There is this website that's called like Hamppufoorumit, basically weed forums for Finnish people, and he likes, all he does is like talk there about different, different species of weed and how to do them the best way and these kind of things. It's like his life passion is not even using it, but like growing it and how to do it well. So I definitely like heard that side more than most other Finnish people. I'm not really like big on drugs myself. I mean, I don't really use weed or alcohol. Have I used them? Sure. Will I drink like wine on social gathering? But I'm not really like drinking beer while I'm playing games or anything like that. So I feel like I'm kind of like, in my opinion, more objective about it than others, because I don't have like, I'm not like, I don't have a specific bias for weed or alcohol or tobacco or any specific drug. But I do think that they're not all equal. Obviously, weed is the least harmful of them by like insane amount, and alcohol is out of those the most harmful one. Like I said on the streams before, there has never been a person that has died from weed overdose, and 5% of all global deaths, globally, not Finland, 5% of all deaths globally are alcohol related. So just based on that, I think that's pretty much debate over. 5% of all global deaths is pretty large amount. And I'm not saying that alcohol should be illegal, but obviously it's much more problematic than cannabis. It's kind of weird, honestly, that weed is not legal in Finland. I'm surprised that it wasn't legalized like long time ago, because obviously, like vast majority of young people think it should be legal, and it's like a massive slam dunk case, but it still hasn't been legalized, which is kind of surprising to me. There's always like, I feel like they do it like every year or every 2 years. There's like, I don't know what's the word in English, kansalaisaloite. I think it's like a citizen initiative in English. I don't know if you guys have those. But they do like a citizen initiative, and then they like gather votes for it, and they always get like 100,000 people signing it, and it never goes through. Like if they get enough signatures, then government is forced to like do a vote on it or something, but it never goes through. Or I should have done cooldown reset. I always vote for it, but it's not like a pressing topic for me. It doesn't really affect my life if it's legal or not. It more bothers me that it's just logically not it's not logical that alcohol is completely legal and weed is not. It's mostly like it's intellectually annoying. It doesn't really like I'm not like in a rush. I don't do cannabis like normally. Have I done it before? Sure, but not like regularly. It's not like it wouldn't really impact my life if they legalized it. I just don't think it's logical that it's not legal. Are you doing friendlies? Yeah, we can do friendlies if you want. This is kind of a slow battle. We both have kind of stally teams, and I only have single target Nuka Rotos, so it's kind of hard to finish this guy. I feel like weed is such a weird topic because I feel like there's such a, you know, consensus among young people. Many people might not like it, but I think that a pretty sure general left-wing people are more, you know, positive about weed, but I don't think the right-wing people are like negative either. Like some people might be, but I don't think most. I think it's just like such a slam dunk, you know, non-partisan issue. It's so weird that it's not legal in Finland. How many does alcohol and cigarette kill? I think a lot, maybe millions every year. Well, you know, ask AI about it. Like I said, 5% of all global deaths, all deaths are alcohol related. I don't have the numbers out of top of my head about tobacco, but I'm sure it's, I mean, it's a significant amount as well. I'm pretty sure it's definitely decreasing because the use of cigarettes have been reducing recently over time, and I think that has been in big part by many governments that have made it harder to get them and have tried to like I don't know, incentivize people to not use them. Like some countries even have it so that if you're like certain age, you're not allowed to buy it. Only like X old people can buy it, and the younger generations are not able to buy it even afterwards when they get old enough. And in in Finland, like by law, you have to have like these very nasty pictures in cigarette cases with like people's like teeth being out and whatever. That makes it like a very, you know, doesn't really incentivize you to buy them. Finland makes up less than 1% of Europe and therefore falls within the margin of statistical rounding error. Therefore, Shinny must be a Swedish actor or lizardman. That's like an actual like old meme if you look into it, that Finland is not real. There's multiple memes about Finland. One meme is that Finnish people are not white and we are Asian or Mongols, because Finnish people used to be categorized as Mongols in the scientific literature all the way up to 1940s, so not that long ago. And the other meme is that Finland does not exist and Finland is like a fake country, and like it's like a conspiracy by China so that they can fish in the Baltic Ocean and pretend that there's a country like Finland, and they just use Finland to fish here. But yeah, Finland is a small country. Finland is very statistical anomaly in many things. Like, well, in basically every positive statistic we do like well, or we're pretty much like, you know, rank 1 or top 5 or top 10 in like every positive thing that you can imagine. And even the Finnish landscape is really weird because Finland has the most water per capita by any country in the world. like from the landmass. We have like 188,000 lakes. There are many lakes in my local city, for instance. There's only like 200 meters for me right now from my PC to a lake. Finland is also the least densely populated country in the European Union, so many of those kind of things make Finland like a good place to live. There's a lot of nature. There's not a lot of crime. There's public healthcare and these kind of things. There's a lot of space. Like where I live, for instance, and I live in like a very small town, to be fair, like a really small town. I don't really have to worry about everything. Like all of the neighbors are pretty much like either friends or relatives, and you can leave your door open and not worry about a thing. Nobody's gonna jump me when I go to the local bar or store to buy food at night. It's pretty, pretty safe and happy out here. I'm a little bit tempted to run Carnage, but he has a lot of 5-star plus placing. Let's see if I can do enough accuracy with my Carnage. Yeah, I would say that the darkness and cold is like the worst thing about Finland. It's winter. Winter is most of the year. That part kind of sucks, but you just need to either like going outside and like do skiing or ice fishing or whatever, or then you just need to be indoor person. You can't really go out with a t-shirt too often. That's like a biggest issue for me in Finland. You should buy a few guns just in case. Well, in Finland it's kind of complicated because it's not like in US. You need like a permit to buy guns. I mean, I guess in some states you do there as well. But here you can basically only buy guns, unless we talk about like air rifles. Only if you like do hunting or some kind of sport related to like guns, which I don't do. So I would have to do something like that to get the right for it. But I might just do that at some point. I might. It's a little like I feel like I have some other things right now that I'm working on. I think I want to join maybe the local hunting club at some point. Actually, one of my relatives, who is literally just like 2 doors away from me, like there's like one building between us, so maybe like 100 meters, is a relative, and he is also the leader of the local hunting club. So I mean, he definitely has guns there, and he's relative, and he lives pretty close to me, and pretty much everybody else here is like a friend or relative also. So, but I might get that at some point, not really for like self-protection, but I actually might just want to join the hunting club and get some moose to eat. But it's too early for me. I'll think about it in a few years. It is a big investment, or like it takes a lot of effort, like time, to be part of like the hunting club. So I need to actually be able to commit to it. That World War II sword couldn't open the package. It might be for cosplay. It's a real World War II sword. It just hasn't been what's the word? It hasn't been sharpened, but it's a real one. I'm sure I could have opened it with like brute force, but it was like very tough tape, to be fair, and I didn't want to like hit my table or my monitors or anything. I can show it to you. Okay, nice. We got the block active skills just like I needed. We were kind of screwed when Mavara got block revived, but I think we might be good. Okay, we're good. Let me show you the sword. So this is most certainly like a real sword, though it might not be the kind of sword that you guys were thinking about. This is a M27 bayonet for the Mosin Nagant rifle from the Finnish World War II. From, I don't know if I can show it too well. You can see this hinge here. This goes like on top of your rifle, so you can actually like stab with your rifle. Like it would be like this way, you like lock it into the rifle. But it's not really like a medieval sword. This is like an actual practical sword that was used in Finnish World War II. It's called M27 if you look it up. Where is the serial number? I know it is somewhere here because I've seen it before, but oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, fuck. It's a little bit hard to show the serial number on camera, but it's there engraved in the metal. Now I can't get it to show you guys, but just trust me, bro. It's there. How many people did your grandpa kill? I have no idea. But it is kind of a good, not good. It's kind of a fun raid cosplay accessory you can definitely agree to. I also have the scabbard here. This is definitely a fun toy to have. Probably good that it's not sharp, because I probably would injure myself at some point with it. I don't think we're gonna spend 50 gems for any more battles. Wait, did somebody want to do a friendly battle? Do you still want to do it? Wait, your name is Visits L? Okay, let me try it. I can't find it. Can you specify the name? Okay, give me like exact names. I'm not finding with those titles. I can't find it with Wists. Oh, I don't know. Now I can find it. I couldn't the last time. Okay, let's go. Did you go to your local market and swim in fountain since Finland won the Ice Hockey World Championship? No, I don't even watch any of those and I don't go crazy like that, but yeah. I guess Bubu Jussi is Finnish. The name definitely sounds like it's a Finnish name. It's like a misspelled misspelled rabbit in Finnish. Like it's rabbit, but it's like misspelled. So not too many Finnish raid players, so nice to meet you. But yeah, I'm not that rowdy. I might go to the local bar next time we have something like that. I had a funny. This is a good example how chill it's out here. Couple days ago, I was gonna go to the store to buy some food. And I like checked my mail, so I went to like different directions that I normally would. And I was gonna go fish afterwards. And there was one of my neighbors just, sitting at his porch, and he wanted to talk. And he was chatting, how is it going? He's like a lot older than me. He's probably like 20 years older than me. So we have like age difference. It's not like we're really like peers, let's say. But he was just talking what's up and wanna see cool bike I got, and he was talking, when I was in the bar last time and when am I going and so on. So it's pretty laid back and chill here. He was basically, it's not like we're like, it's not like I know him too well, though I've seen him, of course. We're not related or anything like that. But he was asking about, when are we going to bar and stuff, so I definitely appreciated the gesture. And I will probably meet him at the bar sometime, because I know that he's quite active user of the active patron of the local bar. I'm not that active, but maybe I'll get a little bit more active. Yeah, I can take on challengers. Just type the name in the chat. The town is very small, but the local bar, it's very popular. There's a lot of people that just go there like every day or multiple times a week. It's always full. It's quite big, especially considering that the town is very small. It's kind of the the centerpiece of the town, really, is the local bar, and it's right next to the church. Kind of thematic. It's literally opposite to the church. And it's on my way to the local store, so I always walk by the bar. Come on, let me have one turn on Predator and we're good. Well, maybe not good. Zabral still has the stone skin. Looking kind of bad. I don't know if there's enough kills to get on my Predator to take this battle. The Marius died to the shield and not Predator. I think it's over. Am I making giveaways if you beat him? Not this time, but I think I will bring those back really soon. I was just typing it in my notes actually earlier today that I need to do one of those next. I also want to do a tournament. I'm probably going to do finally a tournament, and the rules are going to be that no only fusions, epics and guaranteed champions, no tournament reward champions. Which one can I kill? I don't know if I can kill either one of them. Well, I can kill Zabral if I don't weak it. Okay, nice. I think I'm gonna do a tournament like that on the summer. Not right now, but soon I'll do it. I'll do it after I hit the 8k subs, then I can do better loot. I'll do it then. Well, what do you guys think about tournament like that? Does it sound too annoying to participate? Because, like I said, we're gonna restrict the champion pool. Only fusions, epics and guaranteed champions. Obviously there is many meta champions you can use, like Marius and Carnage. But it's gonna be kind of restrictive. Is it gonna be too annoying to participate in an event like that? Well, what do you guys think? Obviously, I wouldn't participate in it myself, and there would be good rewards. Or, you know, depends what you think is good. Not like 1,000 USD, but there would be like... I was thinking that the winner would get like 5 gem giveaways, the second place would get 3 gem giveaways, and the third place would get 2, so that would be like 540 gems times 5, 3 and 2. When I get to tier 3 content creator, which is 50 subs, then I can do 2 giveaways per month, so I could do it like that. Which is what I was thinking of doing. And basically we would make it like free-to-play friendly tournament. I don't know how many people would actually want to participate on it though. It might not be popular, but I'm gonna do it once. I mean, I don't think like 1,000 gems or 1,500 gems or 2.5k gems. It's a little bit more than that. Plus shards. I don't think that would be nothing, but obviously it's a lot less than than $1,000. Okay, GG. It was kind of close battle, but you won. So there's so many participants. Not gonna do best of 3 today. It's just gonna be best of ones. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna like give it a little bit time. I don't know how many people will want to participate on an event like that. Is there gonna be enough participants? I definitely need to give it some time. How much health does my Predator have? I think it's like 140k. It used to be more, but obviously he lost health when I switched him to SP. He's 144k health. 295 speed, 3.3k defense. 294 crit damage, not too high, but I'm gonna improve it eventually. He has a health amulet, not the crit damage amulet, so... And I don't have the lens yet, I'm working on that. Yeah, I'll do a poll about it, but not right now. It's gonna be... I think I'll do the competition in like a month or so. But maybe I'll do the poll before it or some kind of announcement. Okay, you took my Donatello, so I can't pick it anymore anyway. Let's go like a full shield team this time. Let's see if it works. Okay, that's not bad. There's no lockout. Probably wanna go like maybe West Steel. Or just Carnage. I mean, I guess I could just go Carnage. Maybe that's the safer option. I think I go Carnage. Lamasu or Predator? What's up, Adam? I'm gonna end the stream not from too far, so you kind of came at the end of the stream. We're just doing some friendly battles. Okay, can I buff strip the Empress? And then maybe... No, okay, didn't get it. Could have maybe debuffed it before it got a turn. Do you have light knights in Finland? What does that mean? Do you mean like Revontulia? What's Revontuli in English? I don't know what light knight is. Is that some kind of party? Or are you talking about Northern Lights? Wait, did I just buff strip the Donatello? Is it not in resistance at all? Or did I just get lucky? I guess I must have gotten just lucky. Okay, sure. I think we have some of those like in the middle of the summer. Like the day does get very long, but it doesn't last for a long time. I think we're good. I could almost go to the second form, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I mean, I kind of could. I don't know if my Carnage has enough damage. Damage is gonna be so slow. I'm scared to go to the second form. I'm just gonna stay in the first one. I don't want to risk it. Well, okay, fuck it. Let's do it for fun. I don't have the second form booked, and my Carnage damage is really low. Okay, it was enough. I was a little bit scared it wouldn't be. Okay, I've lost a little bit track of who was gonna fight. Lucas? We didn't fight yet, right? Oh, okay. Is that right? It's not letting me choose. Okay, am I full on the list? Yeah, I know that the second form gets ignore defense with the debuffs, and you need, first of all, you need to get the 3 debuffs to block revive, but my Carnage build is really bad. And I wasn't sure if I still would have enough damage to finish them off. I'm normally pretty... I never use the Carnage second form. GG, I don't think Donatello or Marius were in the right gear. Happens, I do it all the time. You can't end the stream yet, I just found my new favorite channel. Well, I'm gonna stream on Sunday. To be honest, I don't stream that often or regularly, but I'm planning to stream more on summer. I'm gonna stream on Sunday next time, and there is gonna be obviously other videos. Like, after this stream ends, I'm gonna do one more video for today, and then I need to go check my fish trap. Or as a Finnish person might know with the better name, I need to go check my katiska. I didn't check it for 2 days. I hope that there is some, you know, pike or zander in it. Surely there is some fish. I need to go check it. Maybe there's a lot. I left it for 2 days. Not checking it every day like some people do. I think the weather is good enough right now too that I can go check it without worrying about anything. It's not raining, it's not windy. Okay, it's Sabrile again. So many people have Sabrile. I guess we just go with my typical default picks. Are you big into fishing? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say kind of. I mean, obviously there are some people that are much more into it than me, but sure. But I don't know if you can really see it anymore. Let me show my hand on the camera. I don't know if you can see it too well, but like my hands are kind of scabbed from rowing with the rowboat. I've been trolling with the rowboat. He picks UDK before Rodos. That's what happens when you do Weaver battles. Bro, to be fair, you know, I love Kenpachi. Kenpachi has everything. Kenpachi has Gizmak and trillion other things, so even if you took like his 5 best champions out of his account, he still would have like much better champion pool than me, so we can't really compare. Gizmak is like one of the most meta things in Live Arena. So is Sabrile. He has, you know, he has a lot of things for free to play. I haven't been as fortunate. How do you cook the fish? Just, you know, I mean, you can do other things too, but I'm just gonna fillet it and cook it as a steak, but you could grind it and do like fish balls out of it. I'm planning to. I need to get a grinder. I'm gonna buy like a meat grinder. I don't have one. Or you could do fish soup and many other things, obviously, but I just fillet them and cook them on pan as steaks. Yeah, Rotos and Predator are good, though I think they're both gonna actually get a lot of upgrades, because I'm gonna switch Rotos to Merciless as soon as I can get a banner. And Predator does not have lens. Some of the SP pieces are not very good at all. And he's gonna get +4 empowerment, so both of them are good, but they're actually gonna get better too. Like guaranteed at some point, not too much in the distant future. I live in Karjala, I can tell you that much. I don't want to tell you the exact town that I live in, but I live in Karjala. I live in the close to the Russian border. I've told that before. I think, to be fair, Kenpachi has like much better champions than Butcher, but Butcher does have Niamhe, and Niamhe is one of the best possible picks, and I would want to get that. But actually, Final Kenpachi I think has much better champion roster than Butcher. I'm not gonna tell you that. Is that like a name of a town? I assume it is. Are you just googling name of towns, Cherry? I'm not gonna tell you where I live. I'm not gonna say the town. There's no reason, but it's not that one. If that's a Finnish town. Yeah, okay, we lost it. GG. What are your thoughts on Karjala beer? I'm not a beer person, like I said. I don't really drink. I'll drink for like social occasions. I'm not really like a drinker. To me, there is no difference between wines and beers. I don't really care about it enough. I know for some people there is a lot of difference, but not really for me. Was there somebody else still left? Okay, Nameless, are you still there? Do you want to do a fight? This is gonna be the last one. No more challengers today, we'll continue on Sunday. The good thing that we don't have a season going on, and they changed the system anyway, so we can do tons of friendly battles during the live arena sessions. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't need to, you know, avoid them so that I can play more battles like it was on the second last live arena season. I'm probably gonna meme a lot on this off season. I was kind of playing with my normal teams today. I think I'm gonna make videos about like some epic champions and some meme teams just for fun on the off season. Okay, I've not been doing good in the friendly battles. Can we win the last one at least? My Harvest Jack is not really well built right now. It is in deflection, but it's not very good gear and it's not chaos dusted. Spark Stripper would be really useful in this battle, but I don't think I'm gonna run it. I could run Mod. Mod could be a Buff Stripper, I guess, but I don't know how long Mod will survive. Fuck it. Let's just go with this. Not gonna pick a Reviver at all. How was Sisu movie received by Finnish people? I think it was pretty well perceived. I didn't really look into it that much, but yeah, it was. Well, isn't there like 2 movies about it, or is it just one? Yeah, there's 2 movies. I mean, positive. I saw the first one. I haven't seen the second one. No Rotos at all. We're gonna try it with Carnage. Let's see if I have enough accuracy. He doesn't have too high blessing, so maybe I actually can do it. No more. This is the last battle. I need to get going. Are you opening shards on the second Summon Trust next week? I will. I'm gonna skip today, and I'm assuming that the second one next week, or you mean the second one during the fusion? Assuming that the one on Tuesday is good event, I'm gonna pull on it. Otherwise, just on the one on weekend, but might be on both of them. What do you think about Aratheia Corpse Lover buff? I'd want to test her, like how big the damage actually is. She still needs to get the Hex to really do her thing properly. We're just gonna proc turns for Odin if we go too hard. I mean, she was buffed. I don't know if that's good enough to make her relevant. It didn't really seem like so to me, to be honest, but we'll see. It's a very like quirky champion that it's attack scaling nuker, not tanky. You need to get the debuffs up, and feels like a lot of very complicated to get her kit going. Sounds like it would be easier to use other champions, but we'll see. I don't have high expectations about her. I would be paranoid living near the eastern border, especially with the neighbor we have. I'm not really, to be honest. The border crossing is not like too easy to go through between Finland and Russia. In a lot of the areas there's all kinds of, you know, mountains and lakes, some very big lakes, you know. There's all kinds of things obstructing it. And honestly, I don't think we're like a priority target for them, so I'm not too scared about it right now, but time will tell. I think the Ukraine, you know, not to get like full politics on here, I'm not trying to like change your guys' mind. I think the Ukraine-Russia conflict is a lot more complicated than people often know. The thing has been going on since 2014. It didn't start a couple years ago. We don't have that kind of history between Finland and Russia. So I'm not expecting us to get the same treatment. But obviously, you never know. You know, the big countries like Russia and US and China, they can kind of do whatever they want. And they attack other countries all the time. It definitely happens. But the border between Finland and Russia is a lot harder to navigate through than between Ukraine and Russia. So it will be a lot harder to come here. And I think that would kind of disincentivize them for doing so. Plus we don't have all the prior like drama between each others than they have with Ukraine. Ukraine have like a population of 1/3 of the population is ethnic Russian. In Finland it's like 0.5%, so we don't have like a significant Russian population here at all. There is no Russian towns or Russian provinces or anything like that. Yeah, I know Ukraine is just flat forests and fields. Our border is like mountains and you know, untouched forest that nobody has lived in forever, and lakes and all kinds of very hard terrain. Lots of hills and mountains and lakes, and big lakes too, like very, very big ones. Is it finally time that Carnage gets to enjoy the battle? Okay, let's go. I don't know if Galater is gonna resist me. It probably has resistance, I would assume. I put Venelasia. What are your thoughts on Shinny? Is that a trap? Why? Are you just saying it or are you just baiting me? Obviously in my Discord, people, including myself, I'm not gonna lie, are big fans of Venelasia visuals. You know, she's often called Dummy Mommy by me. She does do a lockout and buff strip. I don't really see people using her in Arena, I think in big part because nobody has her, and the people that have her have better things, like, you know, Theodosia and Galatir, and she's just a legendary, but seems like a pretty good reviver. Lockout, cooldown reset, boss strip, decrease defense, pretty good. Can we actually finish this off? Even without the reviver, and Necro died a long time ago. I'm not expecting a full-scale attack from Russia, but the recent drone shitshow might happen again, especially near the border. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bubu Jussi, but wasn't the drones actually Ukrainian drones? I think people thought that they were Russian drones, but it turned out that they were actually Ukrainian. Unless the thing changed, I'm pretty sure they were actually Ukrainian. The reason why they were there, that's still really... people are still confused about it, but I mean, they didn't do any harm, but I don't think they were actually Russian drones. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that was the original story, and then it was actually confirmed they were Ukrainian. And they were, I guess, like... I don't know what's the word in English. They were like... I guess Russians were like interfering with the drones, and that's why they were here. But they were actually Ukrainian drones. That's the story, but you know, even if that's the official story, it could be wrong, but I think that's what we're going with for now. Finland does not discriminate or bomb Russian minorities in Finland, so Russia has no reason to attack. Yeah, you know, without getting too political, you know, I might be in like a Ukrainian clan, so give me a break. I don't want to I don't want to make too angry. The game is Ukrainian, but yeah, you know, Russian language was banned in Ukraine like many years ago, like after 2014, was it like 2018, I forget what. There was like a Ukrainian Russian president, and he was like violently, you know, overthrown with guns, like a violent coup, and he had to flee the country. You know, Ukraine was already having a war with two Russian ethnic provinces, Donetsk and Luhansk, since 2014. So they had like a long drama, you know. I'm not saying who is right or wrong, but they had like a long ongoing drama between the two races or ethnicities, however you want to call them, going on since 2014. We have none of that in Finland. We have less than 0.5% Russian population. There is no Russian towns. There is no, you know, Finnish-Russian ethnic conflict. So I feel like there's a lot of, you know, less reasons for them to attack us. Attacking us would just be like, you know, pure land grab. I think the Ukrainian thing is a little bit more complicated than just pure land grab. They definitely want the land, but I think it's more nuanced than just that. Are you talking about the one that crashed on the recent lockdown that happened? I don't know if there was multiple ones. I was talking about the drones. I thought you meant the drones that were in our borders that didn't do anything, but they were like, they flew into Finland, and there was in news a lot of speculation about what was going on, and it was originally thought that they were Russian drones, but they were actually Ukrainian, but they didn't do anything harmful. They were just spying or flying on our border, which is definitely a concern for government, but wasn't anything more than that. Most people know a little and their opinion is garbage. Thank God Nashini knows some shit. Well, Defile, it's a little bit hard, because, you know, if you look into things, you know, people will get mad, and of course sometimes you might be wrong, but even if you're right, but you know, it will offend a lot of people, so you need to be a little bit, you know, I don't want to self-censor, but I will say that the Ukraine-Russia topic is a lot more hotter potato than the COVID at this point. And I don't have like, I don't have a side, I don't have opinion, but you know, I know enough that I can't say that it's just black and white. So saying that's enough is probably gonna get me in trouble with many people. So let's just leave it at that. I mean, I hope the war ends. I hope it would have ended years ago. I wish they would just agree to terms, but neither one wants to do it. They both kind of hate each other, like just like racially. they have like a really deep hatred, and neither one wants to surrender or negotiate. So it's a little bit sad. Like the thing with Ukraine and Russia, like I said, both, like, you know, Ukraine was a province of Russia until like 33 years ago. It's pretty new country. A lot of people from both Russia and Ukraine have family and relatives on both countries, you know. It's very terrible, complicated mix, you know. They're fighting their relatives in the war. It's not good. It's really bad. So, and it's like a literal like race war. So Russia has zero reason to attack anyone, just greed. I mean, they definitely want the land, and they think that Ukraine should be part of Russia. But there definitely was like the two provinces that Russia is controlling right now, Donetsk and Luhansk. Those were like part of Ukraine. And there used to be a president, I forget from which one. I think it was like a president from Donetsk, from that province, used to be president of Ukraine in 2014. And he was like violently overthrown with like guns. And after that, those two territories of Ukraine, they declared independence like, 2014, like trillion years ago, 12 years ago at this point. They declared independence back then, and Ukraine has been fighting a war against them since 2014. So they have been fighting the same territories even before like Russia joined them in fighting them, but they were already fighting them, and that wasn't as much in the news. But like they have been fighting for like, 12 years at this point. It just escalated obviously massively when Russia like joined in the conflict, but it didn't start like a couple years ago. And yeah, Russia wants to control the Black Sea. Kind of same reason why they originally attacked Finland in World War II, because Russia wants to. Finland is kind of close to their capital, and they would want both the Black Sea and Finland to like as like a buffer zone and good like area of operations for war with other countries to protect their capital. So it's it's obviously complicated. Obviously, they have some imperialistic motives as well. I'm not taking a side. Not because of like, I don't want to get in trouble, but like, I don't have a side. I'm like a neutral observer. Outside maybe Sandy Hook, Alex Jones uses white papers, meaning he invents zero plot. He's reading what the New World Order etc. says it wants to do. I'm reading. What do you mean? Elaborate debate. Or what are you talking about? I think Ukrainian and Russian population don't hate each other. The conflict is political in terms of government and superpowers. Yeah, definitely also that. I mean, there is some definite like racial hatred between people, but also there's people that are not on either side and they have families on both sides, which makes the conflict like especially sad, because again it's like relatives forced to fight each other. It's really sad story. Anyway, that's where we're gonna end the stream. I think it's good time because the politics are gonna I'm gonna get in trouble soon if we talk more about politics. Join my Discord. We have a politics channel there and talk about them pretty frequently.